Mississippi State. All right, when we come back, we'll take a look at the defensive end of the floor. Stay with us. We got more coming up on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Looking to make a statement? Bass Signs of Tuscaloosa is where you can make your statement with our incredible range of signs and graphics. You can say anything, do anything, be anything. So make your statement with Bass Signs. Stop in today or visit basssigns.com. A proud partner of Alabama Athletics. Let's create something amazing together.
1225 is your ultimate game day destination. Catch the game on one of their 35 big-screen high-def TVs, combined with an extensive menu of mouth-watering food and refreshing drinks. Juicy burgers, crispy wings, craft beers, signature cocktails. 1225, where the energy is high, the screens are massive, and the excitement is contagious. Visit 1225 on the Strip in Tuscaloosa, less than 2 blocks from Bryan Stadium. 1225 Sports Bar, where sports, food, and fun collide.
Tired of being just another patient at your chain pharmacy? Make the switch to Payless Drugs. With 5 convenient locations in Bessemer, Birmingham, Fairfield, Morris, and Springfield, our knowledgeable team can provide personalized medication reviews and supplement recommendations, deliver medications to your door, and more. Visit mypaylessdrugs.com to transfer today. We're just what the doctor ordered.
Your moment has arrived. It's time to shed the normal day-to-day version of yourself and let your most fabulous self loose. Make your way to Wind Creek Wetumpka, because whatever your idea of fabulous is, this is where you'll find it. Wind Creek Wetumpka. It's your kind of fabulous. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
At Red Diamond, we know that there's simply nothing better than the perfect sip of fresh brewed iced tea. And we've been working hard to make sure choosing Red Diamond is always easy, with only simple ingredients: water, tea leaves, and pure cane sugar, or no sugar. We make sure our tea tastes like, well, tea. Stop by your local cooler and pick up a gallon for a perfect sip today. Red Diamond. Perfect, not easy.
Crimson Tide fans, this season don't lose out on your home comfort. Brown Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical is a proud partner of Alabama Athletics and has been delivering the highest standards in home comfort across Birmingham for over 60 years. If you're looking for a great team and elite service from a quality company that cares, you can't miss with Brown in Birmingham. Score big this year with Brown Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. Visit brownheatingandcooling.com/specials to save on your next service. Roll Tide!
Our keys to victory on the defensive end are brought to you by Ford. With impressive power and smart features, great things can happen when you drive a Ford F-150. Bring home a champion today. See your local Ford dealer, proud sponsor of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Bryan, on the defensive end, what are going to be the keys to this one for Alabama to get a win tonight?
Well, defensively, Alabama is getting much better and got to be consistent. Got Jaron Stevenson, who's turned into Mr. Hard Hat, and that needs to continue. Alabama against this Ole Miss team, they're going to have to defend the three-point shot. They're a team that will run in spots, and their guards can score. They take care of the ball. Alabama has not had a lot of success creating turnovers. This Ole Miss team does a good job of taking care of the ball. They're efficient on the offensive end. Alabama needs to be solid defensively, and this is a team in Ole Miss that, under Chris Beard, they get the ball inside. They take open looks. Alabama has to defend the three-point shot as well.
Alabama and Ole Miss squaring off tonight. Two longtime rivals meeting at Coleman Coliseum in Tuscaloosa, trying to remain one of the few undefeated teams left in Southeastern Conference play. Only 3, and after tonight, we will be down to just 2 that are left. When we come back, it'll be time for the tip. The Ford pregame show wraps up here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
This has been the Ford Pregame Show. Ford, visit your local Ford dealer. Proud sponsor of the Crimson Tide. Crimson Tide basketball is also brought to you by Coke Zero Sugar. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide. Get ready. Alabama Crimson Tide basketball is next on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Are you sick of pretending to like boring hard seltzers that leave you feeling bloated? Tired of drinking the same old light beer? No time to make a mixed drink with all those complicated ingredients? Then it's time for you to try something different. Beatbox is now an official sponsor of Alabama and the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Packing an 11.1 APV punch, each Beatbox is bursting with delicious flavors. Beatbox is gluten-free, low sugar, and resealable, so you can always take the party on the go. There ain't no party like a Beatbox party. Roll Tide. Please drink responsibly. Must be 21.
I'm Cole Adams. And I'm Jeremy Bernard. We are all excited to enjoy the energy of Bryan Stadium this fall, but viruses that cause respiratory diseases are still prevalent in our communities.
Vaccination against these viruses is very important for everyone, and especially for those who are at a higher risk of developing serious complications, including older Americans and those with certain medical conditions.
For more information, visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM today.
Stay safe and roll Tide.
I'm Coach Nate Oates, and this is the Ford F-150 Highlight Show. To stay on top, you got to keep raising your game, just like the 2024 Ford F-150, the smartest, most connected F-150 ever. Ford offers impressive technology to help you get the job done in the smartest way possible. For the latest offers on a Ford F-150, go to buyfordnow.com or visit your local Ford dealer. Proud sponsors of the Crimson Tide. Roll Tide.
Hey, Bama fans. Tuscaloosa Drug Company is a proud supporter of Crimson Tide Athletics. We've been serving our community and the University Athletic Department for over a decade. There are 3 locations in the Tuscaloosa and Northport area to serve you. We understand the importance of prompt and efficient service. That's why we strive to provide service that you can rely on, where we know you by name. The next time you have a medication need, call who the Tide calls, Tuscaloosa Drug.
Hey there, everybody. Bob Baumhauer here, letting you know that we understand that times are tough and we truly believe value matters. So, by popular demand, we brought back our Inflation Bites menu featuring scratch-made meals that will make the whole family smile, and your wallet, too. Menu items start at just $7.99, and any entree comes with a free beverage. Try our classic tailgate burger for just $8.99, or our hearty Bam Bam chicken platter for $9.99. Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Legendary fun, legendary food.
If you're looking for the best selection in Crimson Tide apparel, look no further than the Soup Store. The Soup Store is every Bama fan's ultimate destination for the hottest gear and accessories, with 3 great locations around campus to serve you: in Tuscaloosa on campus at the University Student Center, on the Strip in front of Bryant-Denny Stadium, and on Bryan Drive. If you can't get to Tuscaloosa, shop the Soup Store online at soupstore.ua.edu. The Soup Store is a proud partner of Alabama Athletics.
Here we go. It's time for Alabama Crimson Tide basketball on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
To the trailer. 3. Bottom. Tie game. 75 all. He'll rise. He'll fire. He'll make the 3. The big first 3.
Crimson Tide basketball is brought to you by Barkley Buick GMC, where Barkley makes it easy. Golden Flake, the official potato chip of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Guthrie's, America's original chicken finger restaurant, and a proud partner of the Crimson Tide. Auto Owners Insurance. Visit rolltide.com/auto owners to partner with an independent Alabama agent. Chick-fil-A. Download the Chick-fil-A app and win big this season. Conecuh Sausage, made fresh in Evergreen, Alabama since 1947, and now the official smoked sausage of the Crimson Tide. Cook's Pest Control. Call Cook's to score superior protection from pests and termites. Ford. Visit your local Ford dealer. Proud sponsor of the Crimson Tide. And by the Soup Store, the best place in town to get all your Alabama gear. Now, turn it up. It's game time. Here's the voice of the Crimson Tide, Chris Stewart.
favorite, that rendition of our national anthem here at Coleman Coliseum. With Bryan, Passink, Tom Stipe, Roger Hoover, and the rest of our crew, I'm Chris Stewart. Here's Tony Giles, public address announcer at Coleman Coliseum, with a look at the Ole Miss starters.
At forward, a 6'9" junior from Murfreesboro, Tennessee, 0, Malik Diaz. At guard, a 6'1" senior from Edmond, Oklahoma, number 3, Sean Padula. At guard, a 6'4" senior from Memphis, Tennessee, number 7, David Barnes. At guard, a 6'4" senior from Memphis, Tennessee, number 11, Matthew Moreau. And at guard, a 6'6" senior from Indianapolis, Indiana, number 14, Gray Davis. Ole Miss assistant coaches are Wes Flanagan, Al Pinkins, Bob Donwald Jr., Mark Adams, and Brian Berg. And the Rebels head coach is Chris Beard.
Well, they have dropped the lights here at Coleman Coliseum, showing a highlight reel, some from last year, a good bit from this season. As they do that and get prepared to introduce the starters to the home crowd that's filing in, why don't we pause 10 seconds so our local stations can identify themselves to you. Welcome to the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Great night in Tuscaloosa. Alabama and Ole Miss. Two more top 25 SEC squads doing battle. The Tide ranked as high as 4th. The Rebels, a consensus number 21 in the nation. We've heard who the Rebel starters will be. Here's Tony with the Bama starters.
For Alabama's starting 5. At full, a 6'11" sophomore from Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Number 15, Jaron Stevenson. At guard, a 6'4" freshman from Mobile, Alabama, number 0, LeBaron Bailon. At center, a 6'11" graduate from Benin City, Nigeria, number 11, Clifford Amore. 6'11" graduate from Devils Lake, North Dakota, number 4, Grant Nelson. And at guard, a 6'1" graduate from Muscle Shoals, Alabama, number 1, Mark Sears. The assistant coaches are Kristen Murphy, Ryan Pannone, and Brian Adams. And Alabama's head coach is Nate Oates. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Alabama basketball.
And this is just another night, Bryan, Passink in the SEC. When you're talking about great, talented, ranked squads, what's different? Only 3 undefeated teams in league play left. These are 2 of them meeting tonight.
Yeah, Ole Miss was expected to be really good in an NCAA tournament team. I think without question that is what they will be. I don't know that anybody would have anticipated the 3 to be undefeated at this point, being Alabama, Auburn, and Ole Miss. Alabama and Auburn, maybe the top 2 teams in the country, and Ole Miss, a team under Chris Beard that has exceeded expectations in the non-conference. They played a more difficult non-conference slate than they did a year ago. They were good last year. They're much better this year, and a big reason why is the point guard and transfer from Virginia Tech, Sean Padula, has been one of the top transfers in the country, one of the better point guards in the SEC, and Alabama's going to have to do a good job on Padula. He's been one of the best assist men. He creates turnovers and one of the highest percentage three-point shooters in the SEC. Alabama has gotten better on the defensive end over the last few weeks of the season. They're going to have to do a great job tonight against an Ole Miss team that does it both inside and out.
A veteran crew that is working tonight's matchup here at Coleman Coliseum. Doug Schals, Bart Lennox, and Chuck Jones. Doug's the lead official and will stride to center court in just a moment to toss the ball in the air. The Rebels wearing more of the powder blue road jerseys with Ole Miss across the chest, the script lettering. Bama with the block. Alabama across the chest in crimson, the red numerals as well. And the Tide wearing the white uniforms in front of the home folks here at Coleman Coliseum. Should be a great one. Alabama and Ole Miss doing battle for the 186th time in the history of this rivalry. Clifford Amore to jump for the Tide. It'll be Dia to jump for the Rebels, and Bama controls the tap and will have it in the front court to our left. Phylon will walk into the timeline right side, guarded by Padula. He'll give it off to Sears. Sears to the right side. Nelson to the baseline, and then he throws it away. Padula with the steal, drives in, tough floater, will not go. Kicks it back out, Morrell to Padula, and now back they'll go with it. On the right baseline, the jumper misses the mark by Dre Davis, and Bama will come the other way. Crimson Tide with Phylon on the far wing, splits defenders, throws it away. He was trying to connect with Jaron Stevenson, drive to the basket.
Go back to the keys of the game offensively, and it's taking care of the ball. Alabama's done a better job of that in recent weeks. This is an Ole Miss team that is one of the best in the country at creating turnovers. 2 offensive possessions for Alabama, 2 turnovers. Not a great start on that end of the floor.
Padula to the elbow, kicks it back onto the left side to Morrell, and then as he tried to throw it into the post, the ball goes out of bounds. Turnover, and so even in that column right now. Bama with a basketball.
A little sloppy here in the early going on both sides.
Tide with Phylon circling away from traffic, brings it to the timeline near side. Tries to give it to Nelson, does, into the paint. Nelson will look, throws it away, got himself to the air with nowhere to go with the basketball. Here's Padula on the drive, for the trailer, and getting the flush is Dia.
That's 2 times that Grant Nelson has left his feet with nowhere to go. The result, 2 turnovers. This one goes the opposite direction for an easy dunk.
Bama doesn't have a shot yet. 3 turnovers on their first 3 possessions. Phylon on the drive, steps through 2 defenders, jackknifes in the air, shot wouldn't go, but it was a shot, and he was fouled, and he'll go to the line to shoot a pair for Alabama as the foul is whistled on Malik Dia, the Murfreesboro, Tennessee native, for the Ole Miss Rebels.
Nice job by LeBaron Phylon getting in the lane. Little Euro step to avoid the defender. Took the contact and kind of put on the brakes as he got inside and took the contact and gets to the line.
Phylon, unfortunately, can't hit the first free throw. Alabama struggled their last couple of games. They had been better than 70% from the stripe until the last 2 outings, but Bama now at just 66% from the charity stripe so far on the year. Thankfully, Texas A&M shot a lot more free throws and missed more than did the Tide.
There were a lot of free throws taken in that game. 88 free throws, I think 58 fouls, a 3-hour game. Hopefully, we have a much different story. We'll take the outcome, a similar outcome, but a different story here tonight.
Phylon gets 1 of 2. It's 2-1 Ole Miss. Rebels with the basketball on a moving screen. It's going to be called on Brakefield. Did not get himself set, or actually may be the fault of Padula, the guard, who didn't allow him to get set before making his drive to the right wing.
When you're playing aggressive defense like LeBaron Phylon, put pressure on the offensive player to get set and stay set. And Ole Miss turns it over. Nice job defensively by LeBaron.
Sears on the right wing, gives it off to Phylon, top of the arc. Now he'll drive inside the circle. Players hitting the deck, kicks it out to Sears. Oh, 3. A bank first three-pointer, the first field goal of the game for the Crimson Tide. Bama's on top 4-2 with 2:10 gone in this one.
LeBaron Phylon making plays, got inside and set up Sears.
Morrell tries the 3, it rims out, knocks box out by Youngblood. He clears it, gives it ahead, now gets a return pass, but he traveled on the right wing, and Nate Oates is livid as that is 4 turnovers now by the Crimson Tide.
And mistake by Chris Youngblood, who's fortunately playing his best basketball the last few games. Looked as comfortable as we've seen him in an Alabama uniform on Saturday night in College Station. Made big plays, big rebounds, knocked down shots. Had 14 in the game and looked more like the former American Athletic Conference Player of the Year at South Florida a year ago. One of the top transfers in college basketball, coming off of an injury. starting to look good, but made a mistake on that possession.
Rebels work the ball to the far wing and give it off to Morrell. Morrell up top to Dia. Dia, a dribble, a second, a third, a fourth. Now tries to work against Amori. Can't get anywhere. Gives it out to Brakefield with 6 on the shot clock now. Brakefield trying to shake free. Shoots a 3. It's a brick. And the long rebound will come to Phylon. LeBaron going downhill. Gets cut off by Brakefield. Now backs it out beyond the arc. Over to Sears now. Flips it down low. Nice catch. Diabate Amori in traffic. And then he spins and throws it away. Threw it right between 2 defenders. And already Alabama has turned the basketball over 5 times as we have yet to play 4 minutes in this game.
Alabama has 1 field goal attempt, 5 turnovers in 3 minutes of action. And it's been a focus coming into this game because of the way Ole Miss plays. And this won't be a shock to Ole Miss fans. That's what they do to you on the defensive end. But Alabama with some self-inflicted wounds here the first few minutes.
Jalen Murray gives it up. Post right side, Brakefield goes left of the circle to Dia. Now back to Murray, who tries to shake free against Phylon. His jumper hits the back iron, no good. Stevenson clears it, gives it ahead now to Sears. Mark working, gives it off to his forward. Now they'll work it down low to Diabate. Around the horn to Phylon. He'll step through, dumps it off inside. Ball's knocked away out of bounds. I think, Bryan, he originally wanted to throw it over to Jaron Stevenson on the wing, but lost the handle and just had to deflect it towards Mohamed Diabate.
Alabama out of sync on the offensive end, and Ole Miss will do that to you, but I would say in the early going, it's more Alabama with some mental mistakes. That one, pretty good defense. It did get deflected, but Alabama not dialed in on the offensive end.
Phylon with the basketball. Diabate at the elbow. He'll face the basket 15 feet away. Drives, slips, regained his footing. Pump fake twice. Kicks it out to Youngblood. To Phylon now with 0.1 on the shot clock. Lets it fly. Won't go. And the rebound is controlled by Ole Miss. Rebels get it to Davis. Around, they'll work it now to Murray. Murray to Brakefield, right of the circle with 17 on the shot clock. Driving underneath, Padula, and his shot won't go, and here comes Bama pushing it ahead. Sears on the left wing works away from Padula, who picks up the foul. That'll be the first on Sean Padula, the transfer from Virginia Tech. Hadn't exactly been a thing of beauty so far. We've got 15:46 to go in the first half. It's only a 4-2 score, but good guys on top here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Ready to rev up your engines and feel the excitement at Barkley Buick GMC Cadillac. We've got the perfect ride to match your style and adventure. Visit us at our showroom at Skyland Boulevard and let our friendly team help you find the vehicle of your dreams. Barkley Buick GMC Cadillac, where hometown pride and unbeatable deals collide. Drive with passion with Barkley. Visit us today or check us out online at barkleygmc.com.
Barkley makes it easy.
Domino's delivers game day across Tuscaloosa and the surrounding area. Locally owned in Tuscaloosa for 30-plus years, the team at Domino's is proud to be a supporter of Alabama basketball and athletics across the capstone. Domino's would like to thank our customers for supporting our local business for over 30 years. Make Domino's your choice on game days year-round. Domino's is proud to deliver your Alabama Crimson Tide game days anytime. Just visit RollDomino's.com. Thanks for your business and Roll Tide.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Mercedes-Benz. Crimson Tide fans, did you know that some of the most technologically advanced vehicles in the world are produced at the Mercedes-Benz International Plant in Vance, including the GLE, the GLS, the EQS, and the Mercedes Maybach. Mercedes-Benz is a proud sponsor of the Crimson Tide. 2-point game. Matter of fact, we don't have too many more than 2 points. 4-2 Bama at the 15:46 mark in the first half. Keep up with everything Alabama with the Alabama Crimson Tide mobile app, presented by Cadence Bank. Download it now for free at the App Store and Google Play. Tom Stipe, Chris Stewart, Bryan Passink. We are courtside across the way in his usual spot, Roger Hoover.
Thank you so much, Tom Stipe. The two messages really right now in the Alabama huddle. Number one, value the basketball. Too many turnovers to begin this game for the Crimson Tide. And with that, also the coaching staff stressing we need our defense more than ever. And off to a good start defensively, limiting the Rebels to only 2 points. But Bryan making sure that Alabama takes care of the basketball and then doesn't pass up any open opportunities. Shooting the basketball really important right now for the Tide.
Yeah, this is a really good Ole Miss defense that creates a lot of turnovers, but in the early going, it's been mental mistakes by Alabama, self-inflicted wounds, getting up in the air with nowhere to go, and Ole Miss able to jump the passing lane. Those are correctable mistakes on the offensive end. And defensively, Alabama's doing a great job holding the Rebels to 1 for 7 from the field. Also, Alabama creating a couple of turnovers, so getting it done on the defensive end, but Alabama very sloppy on the offensive end. This is the leading scoring team in college basketball, and Alabama not looking like it here the first few minutes of this game.
Crimson Tide, 1 of 2 from the field. That's not bad. Ole Miss 1 of 7. That is. But Alabama with the 5 turnovers, as Bryan talked about, and they, being the Rebels, have turned it over twice. So again, not exactly a thing of beauty. The crowd filling in. It was a sellout, and the seats are filling up as you got a 6 o'clock Central tip here in Tuscaloosa. The folks that worked in the surrounding areas making their way in to their seats, and we're glad you're here. Mohamed Diabate with it on the wing. Picks up the dribble, looks, trying to get it off to Sears, but it's knocked away and stolen. 6 takeaways now, or giveaways between the two sides. Inside, layup attempt off the window and good. A good one by Malik Dia in high traffic, tied at 4. Here we are. Stevenson on the drive for Bama, had it stripped and stolen from him. Into the corner, Rebels will work it. A spot up 3 is up and good by Jalen Murray. Alabama down 7-4 thanks to 7 turnovers in the first 5 minutes. Driving off the window and in has been one of the hottest scorers as of late. Aiden Holloway for the Tide.
Yeah, Aiden Holloway leading the SEC right now in field goal percentage, 65%, knocking down floaters like the one we just saw.
Rebels dump into the low post. Dia now facing the basket. He'll back his way down on Stevenson. Shoots the fall away short. Rebound fought for, knocked out of bounds by the Rebels. And Dre Davis give it to the Crimson Tide with 14:41 to go in the half. Stevenson and Diabate will check out. We'll see the freshman Aiden Sherrill come in, and also Grant Nelson, the veteran, back in for the Crimson Tide.
As Roger told us during the timeout, the focus was valuing the basketball during the timeout, and that message doesn't seem to have been received. Alabama's turned it over twice since then.
Sears on the drive, whips a pass into the corner. Youngblood, catch and shoot 3, no good. Nelson had a hand on the loose ball, but it was knocked away. Picking it up will be the Rebels. They'll drive to the other end. The layup is up. It is good, and an and one is upcoming for Jamin Brakefield, the Duke transfer at 6'8", 225, and a senior. Able to get it to drop as he was fouled on the play by Aiden Holloway as well.
Boy, a rough start for Alabama on the offensive end. It was self-inflicted wounds early in this game, and now Ole Miss starting to get some deflections, jump the passing lane, making it difficult on Alabama. That is what they do, and Alabama getting off to a rough start on the offensive end. Not something we're used to seeing. Team that leads the country in scoring has been so much better in terms of ball security. Alabama's turned it over 4 times in the last 3 minutes and 41 seconds.
14-19 to go in the half, and Ole Miss with a 10-6 lead despite the atrocious offensive start. Bama's only down 4. Holloway with it front court for the Crimson Tide. Aiden will work against Padula. Holloway dribbling to his right, kicks it into the corner. Youngblood catch and shoot 3, bottom. Another bank first 3 for the Crimson Tide. Good to see Youngblood knock one down early. Padula, though, on the other end, trying to answer, can't. It's halfway down, pops out. Youngblood grabs the miss, throws it ahead to Sears. Mark on the left wing, goes to the baseline, gets cut off, goes with a reverse layup. Wouldn't drop. A great move, but he couldn't quite finish, and the Rebels run the other way. Here comes Murray, swinging it left side, Brakefield. Brakefield working to get Sherrill, double dribble. Turned the ball over, actually, not a double dribble, but old school palming of the basketball, and with 13:33 to go, the Tide gets it back.
Good job defensively by Aiden Holloway, because he was in the right position at the right time, forced the turnover. It's going to be a dribble handoff, but Aiden Holloway getting in the passing lane, and Alabama's turned it over a ton. Ole Miss hopefully catching up a little bit. Alabama a little better on the defensive end.
Aiden Sherrill checks out. Clifford Amore comes in to replace him for the Tide. 10-9 at the moment. Ole Miss will lead, but Bama with the basketball. Sears kicks it to Youngblood all alone. 4-3, and just knew that one was going to go down. Back-to-back for Chris Youngblood on attempts. Bank first, three-pointers, and the Tide leads it 12-10. Crowd starting to come to its feet. Padula on the drive, cut off. Gives it back outside to Davis. He'll drive. He'll step back from 15. It's short. Rebound grabbed, though, by Dia. Now they're going to call a foul on the Crimson Tide and Clifford Amore.
We saw a quick 6-0 run by Alabama and Chris Youngblood midway, kind of later, I guess, in the second half in College Station. Quick 6-0 run from Chris Youngblood. Back-to-back threes. Love that he's getting going on the offensive end.
Rebels inbounded onto the far wing. Morrell trying to back his way down now on Youngblood. Gets to the baseline. Tough fall away. Contested jumper. No good. Great box out. Bama rebounded by Nelson. Ahead to Sears. Weaving through traffic. Gets into the paint. Stops. Looks. Needs help. Still needs help. Fires it out to Holloway at the timeline. Aiden will direct traffic. Calling for a screen. Plays off of one. Now drives left. Cut off. Goes right. Had it knocked away, but got fouled. Morrell too physical that time, or maybe it was Dre Davis that got him.
It is so good to see Chris Youngblood playing like we expected him to. Coming off lower leg injury, had surgery, didn't practice for several months before the season. And he's been solid, but we know how good he could be. And he's starting to look like one of the best transfers in college basketball the last few weeks of the season. Great news for Alabama.
Inbounded to Youngblood as he is being hounded by David Barnes. 10 on the shot clock now as Sears tries to shake free from the defender. Picks up the dribble and needs help. Gives it out to Nelson. Grant will drive. Got cut off with 3 on the shot clock. 2 goes to the rim. Throws it home. What a finish! Grant Nelson after a great move, and Bama leads by 4 here with 12:08 to go in the half.
I thought he lost his footing, but had the strength to rise up and throw it down.
Lefty 3, no good for the Rebels. Rebounded by Holloway, and Bama wants to run as always. Aiden right side, playing off of a screen. Hesitates, goes downhill, kicks it to Youngblood, gets a forearm in the chest, and Bama will have the ball in the lead when we come back to Tuscaloosa. 11:53 to go first half. 14-10 our score with Alabama in the lead here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Producing championship quality lumber is not an easy process, but at Everwood Preserving, it's our only process. Wood treated right. Everwood offers top-notch pressure-treated wood for decks, outdoor structures, commercial jobs, and more that you can build your reputation on. When it comes to quality, we're on the winning team. Visit your local Everwood dealer today and discover the difference for yourself. Everwood Preserving Incorporated, the official lumber of the Alabama Crimson Tide.
I'm Coach Nate Oates, and this is the Ford F-Series Highlight Show. Talk about an outstanding lineup. Ford F-150 and Ford Super Duty deliver impressive power and game-changing capability. That's why I'm a fan of Ford F-Series, America's best-selling truck for 47 consecutive years. For the latest offers on a Ford truck, go to buyfordnow.com or visit your local Ford dealer. Proud sponsor of the Crimson Tide. Roll Tide.
Based on 1977 to 2023 CY industry reported total sales.
11:53 to go. in the first half. Bama 14, Ole Miss 10, making Evan Williams Bourbon part of your game day traditions is a slam dunk. Visit evanwilliams.com to find a bottle near you. Evan Williams, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, Bardstown, Kentucky. Think wisely, drink wisely, and always, Roger Hoover, Roll Tide.
Yeah, Roll Tide is basically what Nate Oates said in the huddle. Didn't say those words, but he did say way better. You liked what he saw in that last stretch for the Crimson Tide. He said, you know, when we take care of the basketball, we can do good things offensively. And Bryan, we certainly saw that with Chris Youngblood hitting the three-pointers, and then Alabama just finding its rhythm a little bit more there.
Yeah, these 6 o'clock tips, you have late arriving crowds, and we had that. It's filled in, another sellout here at Coleman Coliseum. But we also had a late arriving offense for Alabama. Fortunately, the Crimson Tide starting to get going behind Chris Youngblood, knocks down back-to-back threes, and then another deuce. And Alabama on an 8-0 run, getting stops as well. Ole Miss 0 for their last 4, but a rough start for Alabama. Taking care of the ball, they've been better since, and as Coach talked about, this offense so good and so hard to handle when you take care of the ball. It's one of the reasons why Alabama's on a winning streak and playing their best basketball of the year coming into this game, is because they've done a better job of taking care of the basketball. And key to this one for sure, because Ole Miss creates turnovers. They were able to do that in the early going, but Alabama starting to get on a little bit of a roll of their own and up 4 with a chance to extend it after the break.
Bryan, definitely not complacency, but it's almost to the opposite. It almost seems like Bama was anticipating pressure so much so they got out of what they do best and really struggled just to hang on to the ball the first few trips down the floor.
Well, the focus in practice offensively when you play Ole Miss is to take care of the ball. And in the early going, it was not necessarily Ole Miss making plays. It was Alabama with some middle mistakes, just leaving their feet with nowhere to go. That's not something you do against a team that jumps in passing lanes or not. It's just not good, solid basketball, which we're used to seeing on the offensive end for Alabama. But even after that, Ole Miss starting to play with more physicality, taking some chances, getting some deflections and some runouts while they were able to extend the lead. But since then, Alabama's getting stops defensively, getting out, running, and love the percentages. Alabama 5 for 8 from the field, 3 for 5 from the three-point line, but Ole Miss with 7 more field goal attempts because of all those early turnovers by Alabama.
Sears, Philon, Nelson, Omori, and Holloway, the 5 of the 4 for the Crimson Tide. Inbounds goes to Nelson, driving down the lane, goes to the rim and hits the deck hard. His dunk attempt wouldn't go. He got fouled up high and landed almost flush on his backside. And I think that's a deal where hopefully it scared him more than anything else. I know it scared us. He went down hard. He did barely get his foot underneath him, but thankfully not to the point where it caught and injured that, but he is slow to get up, but he was definitely in some pain.
Well,
he did hit his elbow, they're saying now.
Yeah, he did not have much of a brace. It looked like he clearly fell on his backside hard, but also the concern is his elbows. Clark Holder comes out, Alabama's trainer, to look at him. He's getting up, and he's going to be sore tomorrow. Hopefully that elbow's okay. That's the bigger concern.
Yeah.
But he looks to be moving around pretty good, and hopefully the big man is okay.
Hopefully okay. He is going to head to the bench, and so one of the 4 on the floor will be selected by Ole Miss to shoot the free throws. Good news is Clifford Amori, Reverend Philon, Aiden Holloway, Mark Sears, all pretty good shooters.
Mark, I got bad news for you.
Mark, they ain't going to let you go.
Yeah, he's standing at the free throw line, which is what he ought to be doing, but they are not going to choose one of the best free throw shooters in the SEC, and they're going to put Big Cliff Amori at the line.
After further review, the call on the floor stands. Personal foul. You get to shoot 2 free throws by the designated shooter from the visiting team.
That's Doug Schals telling us about the review, brought to us by Bromberg's, Alabama's oldest and most trusted jeweler. And Clifford Amore, as Bryan said, is the man going to the free throw line. And on the year in conference play, Clifford's 3 of 4. Make it 4 of 5.
Yeah, 67% on the season. Made some big free throws late against Texas A&M as the Aggies were starting to come back.
Second attempt is due. Trying to make it a 6-point lead. He can't do it. Shot attempt is short. Rebound fought for and run down by the Rebels. Padula giving it up to Murray, who will bring it front court. Back to Padula on the left wing. Padula to the top of the arc with a dribble. Goes down the lane, throws the lob, and the dunk is executed by Malik Dia. So 15 to 12, excuse me. Bama's lead down to 3. Here's Sears with it, directing traffic, giving it off to Philon. LeBaron, shake and bake move, gives it off to Sears, who goes right, looks left, goes right against Dia, takes it all the way to the far wing, now crosses over, goes down the lane, hands it off, and laying it in was Diamante, who's claiming that he was pushed. That's why he couldn't dunk it, but regardless, it is 2, and Bama leads by 5. Padula driving down the lane. Nice shot off the window, settles through the net, and makes it once again a 3-point contest. But Philon drives to the rim, lays it up, no. Tip follow, no good by Stevenson, and the rebound is controlled by Dia and the Ole Miss Rebels. Ahead now to Murray, to the top of the arc, now down the lane left side. Gets cut off by Holloway. Out to Dia, he'll try a 3. It's no good. Rebounded by Holloway, and he'll start the break. Aiden Holloway to the far wing, stops, backs it out beyond the arc. Now goes right, goes underneath, kicks it into the corner. Around they go to Stevenson. Down the lane, lays it up, no, and he gets knocked to the deck by Barnes.
That's a smart play by Jaren Stevenson. Hasn't shot a great percentage on the year. He was open from the 3-point line. Pump fake, realized nobody stepped in front, took it all the way to the basket, got fouled. He'll go to the line for 2. Love the aggressiveness by Jaren Stevenson on the defensive end over the last couple of weeks of the season, but starting to be more aggressive offensively, taking the ball to the rim. That's something this coaching staff has talked with Jaren about, being a more aggressive driver. Did a nice job on that possession.
Still no Grant Nelson on the Bama bench, if you're wondering, and I was. That's why I looked over and now bring it up as Stevenson hits the first free throw. Again, Grant hit hard going up for a potential dunk, but got knocked to the deck, landed on his right elbow, and Clark Holter, the athletic trainer, is back out on the Bama bench, but no sign of Grant as of now. Stevenson, though, hits both free throws for Alabama. The 6'11" sophomore from Chapel Hill gives Bama a 5-point lead once again. It's 19-14 with 10:20 to go. Blue collar game here in Tuscaloosa between the Tide and the Rebels. Marketed as the blue collar game, and it certainly fits in this matchup. Davis from 14 can't get it to go. Rebound tipped, push, and a foul's going to be whistled, I believe, on Stevenson.
I think they got LeBaron Philon
on the reach.
On a block out, just got underneath Brakefield, and they got LeBaron Philon, who was trying to block out a much bigger player, and Ole Miss will get another opportunity.
10:05 to play in the half. They quickly inbounded into the corner. The open 3 up and good by Matthew Morrell. The Memphis native makes it 19-17 now. The Bama lead down to 2. Philon back to Sears, right of the circle. Mark will drive right, steps back. Deep 3, too strong. Rebound tipped, fought for. Padula had it, and they'll call Stevenson for another foul. Padula able to fight off Stevenson, who picks up the foul and is going to be called for his first.
It looks like Grant Nelson is back behind the Alabama bench riding a bike, so hopefully that's a good sign.
Yeah, just getting loose as Padula tries to shake free from Philon, can't do it. Gives it off to Davis, who works in the lane against Amori, and he spins and shoots over the 6'11" big for Alabama and ties the score at 19. 9:14 to go in the half, and Bama throws it away. Philon's pass short, intended for Amori, and now the Rebels can take the lead. Morrell working at left of the circle. Goes underneath the basket, spins, looks, needs help, fires it outside to Padula with 10 on the shot clock now. Padula working to his left, Pulls up from 15, short on the attempt. Rebound tip twice, in control now by Sears in Alabama. Here's Mark front court, weaving through traffic, down the lane, kicks it back out, but got fouled in the paint, not in the act of shooting.
That'll be a 1-and-1, 8th foul against Ole Miss. Alabama, when they've taken care of the ball, they've done a great job shooting over 50%. 6 for 11 from the field, 3 for 6 from beyond the arc. Alabama guards have the ability to attack the paint, get inside, and make plays. Mark was looking to unload it, but not before he got bumped, and he'll go to the line for a 1-and-1.
1 plus the bonus for Mark Sears, the graduate from out of Muscle Shoals, Alabama. 3rd year in Tuscaloosa, hits the front end of a 1-and-1. Coming off a 27-point outing in the victory in College Station, finalist for the Wooden Award and the Bob Cousy Award. 2nd team All-American, knocks home the free throw. He's got a couple, and Bama leads by 2. 21-19 is our score with 8.5 to go before intermission. Rebels go right side with the dribble. Murray trying to post up against Holloway, backing his way down, gets into the paint, spins right, spins again, shoots and misses the layup. Rebound claimed by Bama. Here comes the Tide the other way with Holloway front court. Holloway giving it off to Sears right wing. He'll drive into the paint. No look pass, great catch. Sherrell who lays it in for 2.
Mark Sears leads the SEC in assists, doing a great job of finding open teammates. That was a great catch by the freshman.
Tough leaner in the paint, no good. An air ball from 3 feet by Padula, and here comes Bama the other way. Right side, Diabate jumps out of the lane, kicks it to Youngblood. 3, no good, and a weak side rebound is claimed by the Rebels.
Oh, Diabate had a wide open layup. You love the unselfishness. Just would have rather him take the easy lay-in or dunk.
Here comes Murray driving it into the paint, throws it up to Dia, who makes the catch, got himself settled underneath, and then goes with a reverse layup for 2. 23-21, Bama with a 2-point lead in the ball. Here comes Sears downhill, double team, kicks it in the corner. Youngblood 3, too strong, and the rebound is claimed by Dia on the far side for the Rebels.
Another good look from Chris Youngblood. He's had some wide open looks. He's knocked down a couple, but 2 the last few possessions. Hadn't been able to get him to go.
Padula, a little leaner, got it to go. Tied it up at 23 on the little 10-foot shot. And with under 7 minutes to go in the half, Sears has it for Alabama. A deadlocked game at the moment. Diabate with it on the right wing. Crossing over, getting into the paint. Gets fouled, and he'll go to the line when we come back to Tuscaloosa. 6:49 remains in the first half. We're tied at 23. Alabama and Ole Miss here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
See the call as we make the call. Watch the Courtside Cam presented by NASCAR for each Alabama home basketball game. Streaming live on all CTSN social media platforms, you can get a front row seat to every big play and every reaction from the Alabama radio crew for men's and women's basketball. Watch on YouTube, Facebook, and X at UA_CTSN.
Wide open 9, left corner 3. Switch!
Convenience is the name of the game at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites Tuscaloosa University. Located on Veterans Memorial Parkway, the Holiday Inn Express and Suites Tuscaloosa University offers just the right amenities for a relaxing getaway or a productive business trip. The University of Alabama, Bryant-Denny Stadium, Coleman Coliseum, and the Bryan Conference Center are within 2 miles, making any visit to the Capstone convenient. Whatever you're visiting Tuscaloosa for, the Holiday Inn Express and Suites Tuscaloosa University is the perfect hotel destination and a proud preferred hotel partner of the Crimson Tide.
Bit of a slow start, but pretty good ball game. 6:49 to go in the first half. 23-all, Alabama and Ole Miss. Here's an important reminder to all Bama fans. Stay up to date with all recommended vaccinations. Flu season is here. Don't wait. Vaccinate. Visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM to learn more. Across the way now to Roger Hoover.
Also across the way, Grant Nelson. Good to see him return to the Crimson Tide huddle, and he's sitting on one of the stools, so it looks like he will be coming back in for the the Crimson Tide. Didn't really have any bandages or any protective pads, anything like that on his elbows. So that's a good sign, Brian, that he's able to hopefully come back in immediately for the Tide and hopefully provide an impact.
Yeah, he took a really hard fall on his backside and his right elbow. So went to the Alabama locker room. He's back. Great sign for Alabama. So far, Alabama's gotten the looks they wanted when they've taken care of the ball. Tide overall shooting 50%, 7 for 14 from the field. But the difference is the amount of field goal attempts. Ole Miss has 8 more field goal attempts than Alabama because of those 8 turnovers that have led to 7 points for the Rebels. And we've seen what Alabama can do when they take care of the ball. They've done a much better job of that the last couple of weeks of the season. But in the early going, it's been the Ole Miss defense having their way. And right now, the Rebels starting to heat up. Malik Dea has been one of their better players since coming into conference play. He's a Belmont transfer, started his career at Vanderbilt, but he, like so many of these Rebels, are a veteran. He's playing well, and points in the paint have been a difference in this game as well. We're tied up, but points in the paint has been an area that the Rebels have dominated. 14 points here in the early going, just to 8 for 8. Alabama usually dominates points in the paint. It's been the Rebels here so far in the first half.
Neither team breaking its huddle just yet from their respective benches. Now Alabama does, with Mo Diabate, Aiden Holloway, LeBaron Philon, Grant Nelson, and Chris Youngblood on the floor for the Crimson Tide. The Rebels will counter with Eduardo Klafke, the freshman from Brazil, seeing his first action of the ball game at guard. They'll also have Dia, Padula, Murray, and one more we'll tell you about after the free throw is up and good by Mohamed Diabate, the 5th player out there. Matthew Morrell, the 6'4" senior guard out of IMG Academy for the Rebels. Diabate out of Queens, New York, 6'7", 215, and a sophomore. Just keeps getting better and hits both free throws and gives Alabama a 25-23 lead with 6:48 and moving. Our time left here in the opening half from Coleman Coliseum. Left wing, 3-ball up, no good. Weak side rebound, fought for and won by Diabate. Diabate winning the loose ball there, and now Bama drives the other way, and the runner up and no good from Philon, and the Rebels want to run the other direction. That was Padula directing traffic.
Really good defense by Padula, but a shot that LeBaron Philon can make, just not able to get the roll.
Philon guarding Padula as Murray will throw it into the low post to Dia. Dia spinning to the baseline, gets cut off, spins baseline quickly again. Shot too strong off the window, and the rebound by Nelson. Grant brings it ahead. Grant going down the lane. Grant gets hit as the ball's taken away. They're going to say no, it's a tie-up, and the jump ball is going to favor Ole Miss. Tide fans didn't like the call from the veteran Chuck Jones, but possession will indeed belong to the Rebels.
And that'll go down as Alabama's 9th turnover. Just not a lot of room right there. Good defense by Ole Miss. Yes, there was some contact, but able to give enough ground, tie it up, and Rebels get it back.
Ole Miss with the basketball, working at top of the arc to Murray, stopping at the elbow. Flips it outside to Klafke, to Murray. Now back down low to Dia. Double teamed, unloads it, around the horn they go with it. To Padula, he'll put up the runner with the right hand, no good. Rebounded Diabate, outlet pass Sears, kicks it to Youngblood, driving baseline. Tight ropes the baseline, needs help as he is tied up, kicks it. Left side, 3 up, no good by Holloway after the assist attempt from Stevenson, and the Rebels will come the other direction.
Alabama 0 for their last 4, getting some wide open looks from the 3-point line and haven't made any lately.
Directing traffic will be Murray. Murray to his right with a dribble, goes past Diabate, goes to the window, couldn't get it to go, and Mo commits the foul. in the act of the shot from Jalen Murray.
Alabama continues to struggle here in the first half against this Ole Miss defense. Too many turnovers in the early going, and lately struggling shooting the ball. Alabama 1 for their last 7. Haven't had a field goal in over 3 minutes. Something we're not used to seeing. Alabama, the leading scoring team in college basketball at over 91 a game, averaging 96 in SEC play. Not a typical night on the offensive end for Alabama. Give Ole Miss credit. They're a really good defensive team, but Alabama just a little bit out of sync.
John Bowles, 7'2", 210, and a freshman from South Sudan, will check in for the Rebels along with Brakefield. Joining Padula, Klafke, and the man at the line. Shooting the free throw, Jalen Murray, and he misses the front end of the 1-and-1. Rebound controlled by Grant Nelson of Alabama, and he'll push it ahead. Throws it into the corner to Holloway. Aiden will drive past the defender, hands it off to Sherrill. His layup is good, and he will shoot for the and-one opportunity.
Great job by Aiden Holloway to get the ball inside. We've seen Mark Sears do that with consistency this year. This time, Aiden Holloway gets inside, dumps it off to the freshman. Aiden Sherrill playing his best basketball the last week or so of the season. Takes the contact, gets the friendly roll, and a chance for a three-point play.
Aiden to Aiden right there. Holloway to Sherrill, and his free throw. Plinko's off the iron and picking it up. Down low is one of the tallest men on the floor, Malik Dia, claiming it for the Rebels. Bama leads at 27-24 with 4:38 and moving time left here in the opening half from Coleman Coliseum in Tuscaloosa. 21st ranked Rebels, the 4th ranked Tide. Padula on the drive, dishes into the corner. Driving now is Dia, working against Nelson. Muscles his way in, and with the left hand is able to get it to go. Malik Dia, the transfer from Belmont University in Nashville, makes it a 1-point game, 27-26. Here's Holloway working against Dia. Takes it to the left, and Klafke commits the foul. Klafke guilty of his first.
Smart play by Aiden Holloway, recognizing that his team's in the double bonus. The defender a little bit out of position, takes the contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Aiden Holloway, transfer from Auburn, Charlotte native, 6'1", 180. In his second year, knocks home the first free throw. Jaron Stevenson will come in, and Aiden Sherrill will sit down for the Crimson Tide. Holloway, a 77% free throw shooter on the season. Trying to make it a 3-point Bama lead again, and he does just that. Crimson Tide now 10 of 13 from the free throw line. The Rebels 2 of 3. Holloway will check out. Bama with Youngblood, Philon, Sears in the backcourt with Nelson and Stevenson in the front court. Murray on the drive, now steps back, deep 3, and got it to go. Check that, he had a toe on the line. Shot was good, but it was a 2-pointer, and it's 29-28. Bama works it down low to Nelson. Grant spinning away from trouble, kicks it out to Philon. All alone, 3, no good. Rebound tipped and controlled by the Rebels. Alabama only 3 of 10 from bank first 3-point range. Padula with a dribble near wing, picks it up, gives it to Dia, trying to drive against Sears. Great defense by Mark to cut him off. Padula now feeding it outside to Brakefield. 10 on the shot clock. Murray on the drive, cut off, takes it back beyond the arc at 6. At 5, stops, leans into the defender, almost banked it in, but the shot wouldn't go, and the rebound is claimed by Stevenson. Jared picks up the dribble, needs help, gives it off to Nelson. It was deflected out of bounds. Bama wanted a foul on Dia. Instead, we've simply got a media timeout. 3:05 to go in the first half. Bama will have the ball and a 29-28 lead over Ole Miss when we come back here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey there, Bob Baumhauer again. Baumhauer's Victory Grill is extremely proud to have recently received numerous awards, including being voted best wings in the state of Alabama. Other awards received include Best All-Around Restaurant, Best American Restaurant, #1 Sports Bar, Best Chef, Best Wings, and Best Dining Experience. Thank you for 43 legendary years, and we look forward to providing you an award-winning dining experience at every visit. Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Legendary fun, legendary food.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight carrier of Alabama Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Mercedes-Benz, who up to date has invested over $7 billion in the Mercedes plant in Vance. If you're looking for an opportunity to work for a winning team, Mercedes-Benz International is adding staff to keep up with the growing demand for Mercedes vehicles. Apply now at MBUSI.com. Mercedes-Benz is a proud sponsor of Alabama basketball. Appreciate you listening tonight. Bama up 1, 29-28, 3:05 to go in the first half. Stay with us at the half for the Toyota Halftime Report with first half stats, scores from around the SEC, and a quick chat with Coach Nate Oates, presented by Cook's Pest Control and conducted by our own Roger Hooper.
Yeah, and right now Coach Oates is talking about, yes, the staff in general talking about defense really needed on that end no matter what's happening offensively, but Coach Oates and the entire staff as well really focusing on offensive rebounds. That last stretch, no offensive rebounds for the Crimson Tide. He pointed out Alabama was great in the last game against Texas A&M, getting 0 boards. That led to some huge baskets down the stretch. He's talking now about making sure this group is focused on offensive rebounds more than anything on the offensive end, along with taking care of the ball, Brian.
Well, that's where Alabama has been so good, whether shots are going in or not. Alabama, one of the best offensive rebounding teams in America, does not have one offensive rebound in this game. Give Ole Miss credit. They're doing a good job of closing out defensive possessions, something that you have to do against Alabama. And you look at the field goal percentage numbers, they look pretty good in Alabama's favor. Alabama 44%. Ole Miss 38%. The problem is 14 more field goal attempts by Ole Miss. And the reason why, lack of offensive rebounding for Alabama and 9 turnovers. Alabama's shooting it fine, even though they've missed, I believe, their last 5 threes. They've been open. But offensively, Alabama's been good when they've taken care of the ball. And the lack of offensive possessions due to turnovers and not getting your typical second chance opportunities is a big reason why Ole Miss is very much hanging in there. Just a 1 game.
Alabama with Jared Stevenson, LeBaron Philon, Mark Sears, Chris Youngblood, and Grant Nelson, the 5 on the floor. The inbounds goes to Philon. He brings it to the near side against an Ole Miss. Can't tell if it's his zone or not. Bama beats it anyway. Throwing it down low to Stevenson for the flush. Nelson found him in the middle of that defense.
And I think that play was to get Mark Sears the ball in the corner. The glance over to Sears, a couple of defenders took a step toward him. Jaron Stevenson able to get it and finish at the rim. Beautiful pass from Grant Nelson.
Is that a zone they were in or just looked like it? Downhill the Rebels will go, but a foul's going to be called on the floor.
Yeah, they were in a zone, and Ole Miss under Chris Beard will change defenses on you, especially coming out of timeouts. But Nate Oates, even though his teams don't play zone, excellent against them, had the right play set up. It was called from the Alabama sideline and got exactly what they wanted. Grant Nelson had the read, made the right play, and the result an easy lay-in from Jaron.
They whistle the foul on Philon. It's his second. Dia misses the fall away from 15, and the rebound pops into the hands of Holloway. Here comes Aiden the other way for the Tide. Defense catches up to the Rebels, tried to force it inside. Bama got lucky as the ball initially went to Youngblood. He got fouled, no whistle. Here comes Ole Miss the other way. They work it. Morrell now into the low post. They'll go. They'll spin. They'll shoot. They'll miss. And Nelson clears another one after the shot wouldn't go from Brakefield. To Holloway on the far wing. Aiden off the screen. Looking into the corner, Youngblood. Down low to Nelson. Double teamed against smaller defenders. Dribbles away from traffic. All the way out high with 15 to shoot. Still plenty of time. No rush. He'll back his way down. He'll flip it to Holloway. Holloway fakes right. Goes left. Gets into the paint. Shoots a follow-away. Hits it.
He has been so good from the mid-range, not something you typically see from a Nate Oates offense, but he's been knocking down floaters. This time, the pull-up, big reason why he leads the SEC in field goal percentage.
5-point lead matches their biggest here in the first half. $1:35 to go before intermission. Brakefield from right of the circle, directing traffic. Gives it off to Dia, driving down the lane. Puts up the runner, no good. Rebounded his own miss and put it back in for two. 6'9", 250. He takes up some space as the timeout's going to be called by Chris Beard and Ole Miss. Man, he is a handful, whether he's trying to score from out on the wing or whether he is trying to go full bore right at the rim as he was there.
Yeah, he's been really good on both ends of the floor. Started his career at Vanderbilt, transferred to Belmont, and got off to a little bit of a slow start here this season, but since SEC play, he's been one of the best big men in the conference. And right now, he's taking it to Alabama. He's got 12 points and 6 rebounds here in the first half. Alabama has not had many answers from Malik Dia.
The 32nd timeout used by the Rebels. Use it or lose it timeout, and now with 1:22 to go in the half, Alabama will have possession. Up 33-30. Looks like the Rebels are going to go with some backcourt pressure on the Crimson Tide. Three-quarter court look anyway, as the Tide will inbound it. Sears getting it to Holloway. He'll get picked up by Murray, and now Alabama brings it front court. Holloway with the dribble left side. Gets to the top of the key, and Nelson. Grant looks. Nice backdoor look, and the dunk initially was missed. They're going to say it's basket interference by himself. Jaron Stevenson dunked it, but in hanging on the rim a little bit, the ball stayed in the cylinder, popped out, and then went back through.
He missed the dunk, is what happened, and hung on the rim. It ends up falling through, but boy, that's a great look from Grant Nelson. We saw it coming out of a timeout about a minute ago, and this time nothing to show for it. Great look and missed opportunity for Alabama on the missed dunk.
Rebels with it with Brakefield, handing it off to Murray. 15 to shoot, 53 to play in the half. Bama up 3 on the Rebels. Murray nearly threw it away, but Brakefield a nice catch. Throws it into the low post. Spinning, shooting, a block shot by Youngblood on the attempt from Matthew Morrell. It goes out of bounds with 4.7 remaining on the shot clock and 43.9 left to go in the half.
Those are two big, strong, physical guards. Matthew Morrell can usually handle another guard in the low post, but that was great defense by Chris Youngblood.
Inbounds coming for the Rebels. They get it to Morrell. Catch and shoot on the 3 was an air ball, but laid in by Brakefield on the weak side because Bama couldn't get the box out. 7-second differential, shot clock in the game clock. Sears will bring it to the center of the floor. Dribbles it over near the far side of the floor where Chris Beard is standing in a defensive position himself for the Rebels. Now here comes Sears with 6 on the shot clock at 5. Gets into the paint at 3. Kicks it out Holloway. His 3. Bang! That is big with the shot clock winding down. Rebels have to hurry. 3-2 from midcourt. It is no good by Padula, and the half ends with Bama leading at 36-32. Roger Hoover catching up with Alabama head man Nate Oates.
Coach, your thoughts on the first half?
Sleepwalking. We didn't come ready to play. We had a million turnovers. I don't know if we have an offensive board in the whole first half. We have to pick this thing up. This is not what we're supposed to be looking like.
Thank you, Coach.
Just shy of the number that Coach stated, but it is 11 turnovers in the first half, and 9 of those came in about the first 6 minutes of the ball game for the Crimson Tide. At intermission, it's 36-32. Alabama does lead Ole Miss here at the break in Tuscaloosa. Roger Hoover will take you through halftime when we come back on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
When the game goes into overtime, but the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Let's huddle up and make things happen with the only cards for T-Town. The University of Alabama Regions Visa Debit Card and Prepaid Regions Now Card. They're a win for your wallet and a big roll tide, whether you're purchasing stuff for game day or every day. Want to go all in on confidently showing your Tide pride? Order your card now at regions.com/GoBama. Regions, official bank of the SEC. Member FDIC. Terms, conditions, and fees apply.
Your moment has arrived. It's time to shed the normal day-to-day version of yourself and let your most fabulous self loose. Make your way to Wind Creek Wetumpka, because whatever your idea of fabulous is, this is where you'll find it. Wind Creek Wetumpka. It's your kind of fabulous. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Ever wondered what a 30-foot tall pistachio looks like? A giant redwood or Big Sur? Chevron with Techron will be there to help you see them and tons of other places you have to see to believe. Because with unbeatable mileage and a clean engine, cars feel great. So next time you want to fill up on a little adventure, an awkward family photo, or a new commute to work, make sure to fill up at Chevron's along the way. Your car and your memories will thank you. Chevron with Techron, fueled by possibility.
Today's highlight is brought to you by Toyota. At home or on the road, they're never the underdog. Toyota. Let's go places. Lease a new 2024 Toyota Tacoma SR5 for $389 a month for 39 months. Offer valid through February 3rd, 2025. Well-qualified lessees with approved credit through Southeast Toyota Finance. $36.88 due at signing. No security deposit with select equipment. $350 disposition fee. Excludes tax tag registration, title, and dealer fees. See dealer for details.
Crimson Tide Basketball is brought to you by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Barkley Buick GMC, where Barkley makes it easy. Auto Owners Insurance. Visit rolltide.com/auto owners to partner with an independent Alabama agent. Cook's Pest Control. Cook's, the South's most trusted name in pest control and proud sponsor of Alabama basketball. And by the Soup Store, the best place in town to get all your Alabama gear. Welcome to the Toyota Halftime Report. Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota. Let's go places.
Halftime in Tuscaloosa with Alabama leading Ole Miss at halftime, 36-32. Roger Hoover, glad to welcome you to the Toyota Halftime Report. Visit your local Toyota dealer or explore Toyota.com today and take advantage of the amazing deals on our full line of vehicles. No matter your destination, Toyota goes with you. Toyota, let's go places. Crimson Tide with a lead, 36-32 over Ole Miss at the break. Top scorer to this point, Aiden Holloway with 9 points for the Crimson Tide. Mark Sears with 5 points, 6 points by Chris Youngblood. Jaron Stevenson with 4 points, as well as Aiden Sherrill, and then Clifford Amori with 3 points. Grant Nelson, 2 points so far in this game. Meanwhile, Ole Miss, led by Malik Dia, he has 12 points to lead the Ole Miss Rebels. Again, the score at halftime, Alabama 36 and Ole Miss 32 at Coleman Coliseum. Before we step away for our first break on the Toyota Halftime Report, let's pause. 10 seconds for station identification. That's 10 seconds for a station ID. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network. At halftime in Tuscaloosa, Alabama 36, Ole Miss 32. We'll continue with more of the Toyota Halftime Report next. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
The Alabama Insider Podcast is the official podcast of Crimson Tide Athletics. Catch full episodes of Hey Coach and the Kalen DeBoer Show, Crimson Tide Rewind, Crimson Tide Today Daily Reports, plus full interviews from Crimson Drive driven by NASCAR. Download and subscribe to the Alabama Insider Podcast on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, and all podcast platforms. Roll Tide with the Alabama Insider Podcast.
When the game is on the line, you want someone you can count on. At Alabama Power, we believe in consistency and having each other's back. It's our game plan to safely deliver the electricity you depend on. We give 100% to achieve 99.9% reliability. Learn how we power a better Alabama at alabamapower.com/reliable. Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Alabama Crimson Tide.
When the game goes into overtime. But the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Tired of being just another patient at your chain pharmacy? Make the switch to Payless Drugs. With 5 convenient locations in Bessemer, Birmingham, Fairfield, Morris, and Springfield, our knowledgeable team can provide personalized medication reviews and supplement recommendations, deliver medications to your door, and more. Visit mypaylessdrugs.com to transfer today. We're just what the doctor ordered.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of Alabama. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the university and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by the university.
This is Tom Stipe with the Alabama Power scoreboard update. Alabama Power for a better Alabama. Halftime score from Coleman. Bama leads Ole Miss 36-32. Other SEC games in progress. Right down the road, Auburn at home leading Mississippi State 46-27. Also in Lexington at the half, Kentucky leads Texas A&M 36-32. Later, Florida will host Mizzou, and LSU is at home to face Arkansas. We'll take a look at team stats next. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Your moment has arrived. It's time to shed the normal day-to-day version of yourself and let your most fabulous self loose. Make your way to Wind Creek, Wetumpka, because whatever your idea of fabulous is, this is where you'll find it. Wind Creek, Wetumpka. It's your kind of fabulous. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hello, Tide fans. This is Chris Stewart for Conecuh Sausage. Conecuh's an Alabama fan favorite we all know and love. It's made from the finest cuts of pork, their patented blend of seasonings, and smoked over a pure hickory fire for that true hickory smoked southern flavor. Conecuh Sausage is always great on the grill and perfect for tailgating. Pick up a pack and enjoy your family's favorite recipes at any meal of the day. Conecuh Sausage, a game day tradition, and the official smoked sausage of the Crimson Tide.
I'm Cole Adams. And I'm Jeremy Bernard. We are all excited to enjoy the energy of Bryant-Denny Stadium this fall, but viruses that cause respiratory diseases are still prevalent in our communities.
Vaccination against these viruses is very important for everyone, and especially for those who are at a higher risk of developing serious complications, including older Americans and those with certain medical conditions.
For more information, visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM today.
Stay safe and roll Tide.
I'm Coach Nate Oates, and this is the Ford F-150 Highlight Show. To stay on top, you got to keep raising your game, just like the 2024 Ford F-150, the smartest, most connected F-150 ever. Ford offers impressive technology to help you get the job done in the smartest way possible. For the latest offers on a Ford F-150, go to buyfordnow.com or visit your local Ford dealer. Proud sponsors of the Crimson Tide. Roll Tide.
Here comes Sears with 6 on the shot clock at 5. Gets into the paint at 3. Kicks it out Holloway. His 3. Big with the shot clock winding down.
Bama leads Ole Miss at the half, 36-32, and the sounds of the game are presented by Beatbox. The original party punch with 9 delicious flavors, non-carbonated and resealable. Be the MVP of your next game day tailgate with Beatbox. Halftime stat, shooting percentage, Bama 50% overall, 36% from three land, 10 for 13 from the stripe for Ole Miss, 36% overall, 20% outside the arc, 2 of 3 from the foul line. Team rebounding, Bama leads at 21-18. Turnovers, Bama with 11, Rebels with 3 again at the half. Bama leads Ole Miss 36-32. That does it for your Toyota halftime report. Second half coming right up. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Did you know that your largest organ is your skin? The Wound Care Center at DCH is an outpatient clinic focused on modern treatments for chronic wounds and non-healing sores. Our team is staffed with dedicated physicians, nurses, and therapists who specialize in treating chronic wounds and identifying their complex causes, circumstances, and challenges. When you need more than a Band-Aid, there's the DCH Wound Care Center. Learn more about our services at dchsystem.com/wound care.
Crimson Tide fans, this season don't lose out on your home comfort. Brown Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical is a proud partner of Alabama Athletics and has been delivering the highest standards in home comfort across Birmingham for over 60 years. If you're looking for a great team and elite service from a quality company that cares, you can't miss with Brown in Birmingham. Score big this year with Brown Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. Visit brownheatingandcooling.com/specials to save on your next service. Roll Tide!
You can find all Crimson Tide Sports Network video content online on the CTSN YouTube page. It's the home of the live Courtside Cam, episodes of Crimson Tide driven by NASCAR, plus Hey Coach. Our YouTube shorts will deliver thrilling Alabama radio highlights, plus interview clips from Alabama student athletes and coaches that you can't miss. Subscribe to the Crimson Tide Sports Network on YouTube for the very latest on the Alabama Crimson Tide.
At Red Diamond, we know that there's simply nothing better than the perfect sip of fresh brewed iced tea. And we've been working hard to make sure choosing Red Diamond is always easy, with only simple ingredients, water, tea leaves, and pure cane sugar, or no sugar. We make sure our tea tastes like, well, tea. Stop by your local cooler and pick up a gallon for a perfect sip today. Red Diamond. Perfect's not easy.
This has been the Toyota Halftime Report. Visit your local Toyota dealers or explore Toyota.com today. No matter your destination, Toyota goes with you. Toyota, let's go places.
Bama's up on Ole Miss at the half, 36-32. Much to look for in the second half is presented by Citgo. Crimson Tide runs harder on Tri-Clean gasoline from Citgo. BP. Need a good 20 here to get out of this thing.
Yeah, Alabama got off to a rough start the first few minutes of this game, turning it over almost every possession. Alabama ends the half with 11 turnovers, just one offensive rebound. Alabama has been one of the best offensive rebounding teams in the country, and ball security has been a strength of this team. And the first half, Alabama has struggled in both of those key areas. The result, 18 more field goals attempted by Ole Miss. Fortunately, Alabama holding Ole Miss to 35% in the first half. Alabama shooting 50%, so they've shot it well when they've taken care of the ball, just not any well-won second chance opportunity and way too many turnovers. Nate Oates said at halftime that felt like his team was sleepwalking, not ready to play. They better be ready to go the first few minutes of this second half, because this is a tough and good Ole Miss team that is very capable of coming on the road and beating a really good team. And Alabama is a really good team who's struggling. Fortunately, with all that being said, you go into halftime up 4, considering how Alabama played in the first half. You kind of take that, but Alabama needs to come out focused, play hard, tough, smart, take care of the ball, and play to their identity. Get second chance opportunities when they arise. Alabama, a much better team than we saw the first 20 minutes, and this Ole Miss team as good as advertised.
Should we feel bad that a team went on the road and got 2 tough SEC wins and came back home for an early start and came out flat? Or should we feel good that a senior-led Alabama could overcome that and still be up 4 at the half?
Well, I'll tell you in about an hour because I want to see how this plays out. And listen, Alabama has played really well the last couple of weeks, and I think there is a tendency when you go on the road and you handle South Carolina up 20, win by 20. That game never really in doubt. You're up double digits the majority of the game against Texas A&M. Now, they made that very interesting late. It was a one-possession game with about a minute to go. So you're fortunate to get a close win in College Station against the top 10 team. But those are 2 big road wins. All road wins are big in the SEC, but I think there is a little bit of a tendency to exhale when you come back home, and you can't do that in this league, especially against one of the better teams in this league, and Ole Miss, who's played with a lot of toughness here in the first half.
One of the things you always hear Coach Oates talk about is we want to win the league. And if you want to win the league, you got to get the games you're supposed to get, and that always 100% includes home basketball games. So exhaling is not called for, particularly against a good team like Ole Miss.
And let me be clear, it's not okay to exhale. I just think that when you come off the road in a hard-fought, tough environment like Texas A&M and the first ever top 10 matchup at Reed Arena, and that place was electric. Now, crowd's been great here tonight, and the crowds have been great all year for Alabama, but this team was not ready to go from the tip, and that part is disappointing. But with all that being said, you're up 4, you got 20 minutes to play. Let's see how this team reacts to what I imagine was a spirited Nate Oates at halftime and a spirited Alabama locker room. Be really interested to see how this team comes out the first 3 or 4 minutes of this half.
I'm looking around for Hoover. I don't see him, but I suspect that his hair is plastered back from the wind coming from the Alabama locker room. Spirited probably describes it about as well as we can on radio. One thing we do need, other than to come out playing a little better, being ready to play in the second half, what we really need is Chris Stewart to call some more bank first threes.
That would help the cause, and fewer turnovers would help the cause, especially the first 5 minutes of this second half, where Alabama was absolutely abysmal. Didn't shoot it horribly when they actually got to take shots, but somewhere like 7 turnovers in the first 8 minutes, maybe 9 minutes at best. But it was 11 for the half, and it was trending towards 20. It was so bad. Bama, though, with the basketball to begin half number 2. Alabama will inbound it side or center court to our left. It will be Sears who brings it ahead to Philon. Philon to Nelson. Nelson had it poked away, nearly stolen, and Grant committed a foul so that the Rebels couldn't get a breakaway with Padula. And a foul, but a turnover again by Alabama.
It's been the whole half, and I can assure you, Nate Oates and his staff, all they talked about was taking care of the ball, not turning it over. First 10 seconds of the half, Alabama with its 12th turnover of the game.
Here are the Rebels with Morrell. Bounce pass, batted, but back into the hands of a Rebel. It's Davis underneath, who kicks it in the left corner. Dia, 3-ball, no good. Rebound tipped into the hands of Philon, and LeBaron will run for Alabama. He will weave his way down the lane. Got bumped, no whistle. Shot up, no good. Didn't hit anything as there was some contact, but no foul called. And a missed shot, and the Rebels come the other direction. They get it to Dia at the elbow. His jumper is no good from 12. Rebounded by Amori, and here comes Stevenson front court. Jaron going downhill, getting underneath, spinning away from trouble. Pump fake, now fires it over to Philon. For 3, no good. Rebound fought for, and Amori able to pull it out initially, then had it knocked away out of bounds. Touched last by the Rebels.
We talked about at halftime, Alabama's got to get more second chance opportunities. One of the best offensive rebounding teams in the country with just one offensive rebound the first 20 minutes. Cliff Amori getting on the offensive glass. You know that's going to be a focus here in the second.
Inbounds pass goes to Stevenson, now to Sears. Mark tried to get it back to Jaron, but it was deflected out of play by Padula. Active hands from Sean Padula, the senior guard from Edmond, Oklahoma. Bama with a basketball. Nelson, backdoor look intended for Sears, but threw it out of bounds. This is a tough start to the second half for Grant. He's going to check out. Chris Youngblood will come in to replace him. Pair of turnovers, one with the ball knocked away from him on the initial possession of the game, and then a late pass that was behind Mark Sears, trying to cut to the basket. 4-point Bama lead, though, with 18:40 to play. Dia with a dribble or two to his left, and then a handoff goes to Barnes. Barnes stops, spins, kicks it over to Padula. He'll take it to the baseline, gets cut off, spins anyway, shoots anyway, and scores anyway off the window. 2-point game, 36-34. Here's Sears for Alabama. Mark flips it back left side, Youngblood to Sears again. Thought about a 3, now will drive. Tried to go with a scoop shot as he got bumped late. Couldn't get it to go, but it's knocked out of bounds by the Rebels. Here comes Holloway in for Philon. 18:09 to play. 17 to shoot, and Alabama leading at 36-34.
Alabama got the looks they want the first half when they took care of the ball, shot 50%.
Knocked away, Lord's knocked away from Amori, and the Rebels get the steal and go the other way, and Amori commits the foul in the process. Again, if this were a video game, we would simply unplug it and start all over again. Despite the fact we're up 2. Amori will sit down, and Diabate will come in to replace him.
It is hard to win a game when the opponent has gotten 19 more field goal attempts than you, and Alabama turning it over, not getting second chance opportunities. Ole Miss hanging around. Alabama's got to play better on both ends of the floor.
Dia with it in the corner, driving to the basket. Reverse layup with the left hand is good, and we are tied at 36. Alabama's led it by as many as 5 in this one. Up by 4 at the half, but now it's a tie game at 36. Aiden Holloway with the basketball, kicking it to Stevenson on the wing. Jaron a dribble and a handoff to Sears. Fires it to Holloway. One more Youngblood. Catch and shoot 3, no good. And the rebound controlled by the Rebels. Man, we've had at least 2 turnovers, maybe 3, and 2 air balls shot by Alabama this half. Davis with it on the left wing, working against Diabate. They dump it down low to Dia, posting up on Youngblood. Dia muscling his way through, and Youngblood just took it away. Got the tie-up, and the arrow will favor Ole Miss, but how about the toughness of Chris Youngblood there?
And he's going up against Malik Dia, 6'9", 250 pounds, who's dominated this game on the low block. Chris Youngblood took a lot of contact, able to get the tie-up. Great defensive play by the veteran.
Youngblood holding his jaw a little bit. He got popped on that play as the inbounds goes to Morrell. Catch and shoot on the three, no good. Rebounded on the weak side by Sears, and here comes Mark the other way. Sears crossing over, getting into the paint, stepping through, putting out with the left hand, and that's a beautiful move from Mark Sears with some strength as well.
Yeah, put on the brakes, let the defender go by, and able to finish through contact and through traffic.
Padula giving it off to Brakefield. To Dia, right of the circle. Guarded by Diabate. He will give it off to Murray. Murray will drive, puts up a runner off the back iron, no good. Rebounded Diabate. Out pass going to Sears. Mark comes to the near wing with a dribble. Goes to his right, spinning, backing down, had it poked away and stolen. The steal by Padula. Here come the Rebels the other way. Morrell, the trailer, now will drive in all the way to the rim and lays it up for two, and we're knotted at 38. Sears back the other way in a hurry for Alabama. Working against Padula, goes baseline, got bumped, and there's a foul call on Ole Miss. It's going to be on Sean Padula. That'll be his second. First team foul on the Rebels this half.
Alabama's turned it over 15 times, and the Rebels have been as good on the offensive end, taking care of the ball. Only 3 turnovers, and they've been able to capitalize in points off turnovers. Alabama struggling taking care of the ball against this Ole Miss defense.
Inbounded Diabate to the near wing. Muhammad faces the basket, now driving, gets into the lane, gets to the rim, and gets the two for Alabama.
That's a strong move by Mo Diabate. Attacking the basket, Alabama's had some success when they've been strong with the ball, and Mo Diabate able to finish.
Davis to Murray for three, knocks it home, and the Rebels have a 41-40 lead, their first of the night. Ole Miss with the 1-point advantage with 15:42 to go. Sears in the paint, slips, trying to go to the rim. They're going to call a tie-up, and the arrow will favor Alabama this time.
It really should have been a travel. Alabama fortunate right there. They'll get it on the change of possession. Should have been Alabama's 16th turnover.
Thankfully, though, it wasn't. The Tide will have the ball when we come back to Tuscaloosa. 15:39 remains, and for the first time, they trail Ole Miss 41-40 on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
When the game goes into overtime, but the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
When the game is on the line, you want someone you can count on. At Alabama Power, we believe in consistency and having each other's back. It's our game plan to safely deliver the electricity you depend on. We give 100% to achieve 99.9% reliability. Learn how we power a better Alabama at alabamapower.com/reliable. Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Mercedes-Benz. Crimson Tide fans, did you know that some of the most technologically advanced vehicles in the world are produced at the Mercedes-Benz International plant in Vance, including the GLE, the GLS, the EQS, and the Mercedes Maybach. Mercedes-Benz is a proud supporter of the Crimson Tide. Bama is now down 1 to the Ole Miss Rebels. 41-40, 15:39 to go in the ball game. The unexpected happens every day, and when it does, head to Kohl's and Kohls.com for everything your family needs. Kohl's, where families come first. Roger Hoover, dare I say, it's still a little bit spirited in the Bama huddle.
Yeah, it certainly is. Talking most of all about taking care of the basketball. You can tell, as Bryan even mentioned, that was one of the key messages at halftime for this team. That's being another key message right now, especially with the turnovers just starting the second half. So valuing the basketball really important, and then defensively just kind of sticking more to the game plan. Ole Miss having a few wrinkles to begin the second half, but I mean, again, Bryan, the main message is take care of the basketball.
Yeah, Alabama has been pretty good in that area the last few weeks of the season. and great in terms of offensive rebounding, and Alabama with no second chance points here in this game. And you give Chris Beard credit. You know, that was a focus of Ole Miss coming into this game. You've got to keep Alabama off the offensive glass. They've been able to do that. And Alabama comes into this game knowing they need to take care of the ball, just haven't been able to. The Ole Miss defense has gotten to Alabama, and even before that, just a little bit of a lack of focus coming into this game after a couple of tough road games. Alabama comes back to a great home environment, another sellout crowd here at Coleman Coliseum. But as Nate Oates said, the team was sleepwalking to start this game, and really it's hard to flip that when you're, especially against a team like Ole Miss. Now Alabama has the players and the coaches to be able to do that, but right now Ole Miss has all the momentum. They're doing a great job with their defensive game plan of 5 guys blocking out, not allowing Alabama to get on the offensive glass. And Alabama they've been able to shoot a good percentage and get good looks when they've taken care of the ball, but turning it over about the same rate as they did in the first half. And now it's Ole Miss's defense and the physicality getting to Alabama.
Grant Nelson back in the game, joining Holloway, Diabate, Youngblood, and Sears as the 5 on the floor for the Crimson Tide. Youngblood to inbound it for the baseline to the right of the bucket, directing traffic, gets it in to Moe. Moe will back his way down against the smaller defender in Murray. Spins into a double team. Tried to throw it far side. Youngblood. It's batted away and stolen. Here come the Rebels after a 17th Alabama turnover. Murray on the drive. Kicks it back out to Brakefield. He'll work it back to the top of the circle. Still with the dribble going. Feeds it off to Murray again with shot clock under 15. Murray picks up his dribble. Hands it to Brakefield. Brakefield looking for the backdoor cutter. Finds him. The layup for 2 is good by Jalen Murray. Murray now with 11 points, and the Rebels a 43-40 lead. Here's Holloway, dribbling left, going right, kicking it into the corner to Nelson. Grant back to Holloway. Holloway fires it to another Ole Miss Rebel, another bad pass, and back-to-back turnovers by the Crimson Tide, giving them amazingly 17 officially on the stat sheet now.
And just about hit him in the chest with that pass. Wasn't even close.
Brakefield with it. Will hand it off. Changing direction. Barnes has it top of the arc. Morrell on the left wing. Throws it low post to Brakefield with 3 to shoot with 2. And it's up and good with 1 to put the lead at 5. The Rebels have made 6 of their last 7. 7-0 run. Bama inside, gets it to Nelson for the flush with a nice assist from Mark Sears.
Good things happen for Alabama when Mark Sears drives aggressively, is under control, which he was right there. Nice cut from Grant Nelson, and this crowd trying to get into it.
Murray trying to back his way down. Kent gives it out to Brakefield. 10 on the shot clock. They work at top of the arc. Morrell thought about a 3. Now will drive against Sears at 7. Puts it up, blocked by Nelson. And a foul with the body is going to be called on Alabama's Mark Sears. The block up high was clean, but the foul came with the body from Tide guard Mark Sears.
Yeah, not a ton of contact, but enough to warrant a foul call. Didn't need it because Grant Nelson was coming over for the volleyball spike. And as good as Ole Miss has been on the defensive end, they are gaining momentum on the offensive end, starting to play with a lot of confidence here on the road. Matthew Morrell has been one of the top guards in this league for a long time. He's starting to heat up here in the second half.
Unfortunately, for the Rebels anyway, can't hit the free throw. Youngblood will sit down, so too will Mohamed Diabate. Cliff Amori coming in, and LeBaron Philon will join him. So that puts him on the floor with Sears, Holloway, and Nelson for the Crimson Tide. 13:44 to go. 3-point lead at the moment for Ole Miss, and make it 4 as 1 of 2 good at the line for Matthew Morrell, and he'll exit, replaced by Eduardo Klafke. Alabama basketball. Here comes Mark Sears front court, playing off of a screen. Works it left of the circle, still with the dribble alive. Goes to the center of the floor, reverses back to Holloway. 80 will work off the screen from Nelson, goes left, now goes back right, now goes right down the lane, slips again, kicks it back out to Sears, thankfully, without turning it over. Shot clock down to 3, tough runner, no good. Sears, rebound claimed by Ole Miss, and the Rebels come the other way. That SEC logo very, very slick in the center of the floor, and Bama's slipped on it twice.
I think Alabama's just a little out of sync.
Padula on the drive, cut off on the baseline, kicks it back out to Dia. Flat-footed 3, no good, and Nelson clears it. His handoff to Philon, who will bring it front court. Kicks it over to Sears on the wing. Mark stepping back, deep 3, no. Rebound tipped, but controlled by Ole Miss.
Well, Ole Miss is doing a great job of not allowing Alabama to get on the offensive glass. Cliff Amore trying to tip it out, but you can tell the focus of Ole Miss is defending and closing out those possessions.
Boy, a big stoppage in play right here. Malik Dia at 6'9", 250. He's done a little bit of everything. He's got 14 points. He's grabbed 9 rebounds. He's got a blocked shot as well in 21 minutes, but he just left the floor grabbing the back of his leg. It's the hamstring area, and it looks like they have taken him back behind the bench or maybe to the tunnel. They go smaller with Jalen Murray in to replace him. On the drive will be Dre Davis. Baseline jumper, no good. Rebound tipped, fought for, and running it down will be Aiden Holloway for Alabama. Here comes Holloway front court. Has it on the far wing. Looking for a screen, gets one from Nelson. Plays off that, gives it off to Philon, and he walks. LeBaron went driving down the lane, and now there's going to be a foul called, or is there? Boy, you had contact after the play by Brakefield. He just leveled LeBaron Philon, who hit the deck really hard.
Yeah, it wasn't a foul because the play was called dead. They're going to take a look at it, and this may be a technical foul as they're going to look at it. And Alabama with another turnover.
And it does become a media timeout. This play's under review, and it's brought to you by Bromberg's, Alabama's oldest and most trusted jeweler. 12-10 remains. Ole Miss still on top. 46-42 here in Tuscaloosa on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey Bama fans, this is Roger Hoover. Each Thursday at 2 p.m. Central, join us live for Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR. This live streaming talk show features the latest on Alabama athletics with exclusive conversations with Tide student athletes, coaches, and media members giving their perspective on the Crimson Tide. You can watch on YouTube, Facebook, and X, with all conversations archived as well on the Alabama Insider podcast. Roll Tide with Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR.
Hey, Bama fans. Tuscaloosa Drug Company is a proud supporter of Crimson Tide Athletics. We've been serving our community and the University Athletic Department for over a decade. There are 3 locations in the Tuscaloosa and Northport area to serve you. We understand the importance of prompt and efficient service. That's why we strive to provide service that you can rely on, where we know you by name. The next time you have a medication need, call who the Tide calls, Tuscaloosa Drug.
Something.
12-10 to go in the ball game. Bama trails Ole Miss 46-42. The joint is full, and ATIX wants to say thank you to all ticket-holding Crimson Tide fans. Visit AAATix.com to find tickets to just about anything. ATIX is a proud sponsor of the Crimson Tide. Roger Hoover is across the way. Have you picked up on the review, Roger?
I have not. They may be announcing it in just a moment on the ref mic as well. But Nato's just talking about, holding the line on defense, got to figure it out offensively. But again, I believe they're going to go to the referee mic in just a moment so we get clarification on that last call, Brian.
Alabama with 12-10 to play. Obviously, a lot of basketball to be played, but they're going to have to do a much better job in some key areas that they have not done throughout this game. Love to see Mark Sears take over in this situation. Alabama continues to turn it over at a high rate and really is amazing as the turnover numbers are in Ole Miss's favor, the second chance points for Alabama, such a strength of this team over the course of the season. 0 second chance points for the Crimson Tide.
So Doug Schau's just telling us it's a dead ball technical on Ole Miss. That's on Brakefield for the shot that he delivered to LeBaron Philon. So it's not only 2 free throws, but Bama will get the ball, Bryan, and that's a break because that had been a turnover on a travel. We then got to the whistle in the dead ball where they called the technical on Brakefield. You know, you see it.
After further review, we have a dead ball contact foul. Ole Miss number 4. Alabama will shoot 2 free throws and receive the basketball on the baseline.
That's huge. I mean, you know, you were looking at losing possession. Now, in essence, you get possession back and you're going to get free throws here.
Yeah, Mark Sears at the line for 2, and hopefully we'll look at this as a key sequence in this game because all the momentum in the world is going the way of the Ole Miss Rebels. Alabama's struggling right now offensively. They've been pretty good defensively, but as this game goes on, Ole Miss has gained more confidence on the offensive end. One of the reasons they got up by 4, but Mark Sears, as you can hear, cutting into that lead as we speak.
Sears hits both free throws. Now you've got a chance to make this maybe a 5-point possession if you could hit a 3 right here. So the inbounds coming underneath by Philon. LeBaron looking, gets it into Nelson right underneath. Pump fake twice, lays it up when nobody's fouled. And oh man, we almost got the old school 3-point play right there, or at least a chance for it, but it wouldn't stay down for Grant Nelson.
And with Malik Dia out of this game, that is something Alabama I would expect to go to as he checks back in.
You knew that was coming, didn't you?
But hey,
It's
you
nice.
had a possession.
You did, no kidding.
And you get to the free throw line, a chance for Alabama to tie this game and hopefully get Grant Nelson going.
Yeah.
Been such a key for this team over the last couple of years. He's played extremely well this season. Didn't have his best game in College Station, and he struggled in this one.
Got 6 rebounds, but only 4 points, 5 turnovers in 15 minutes for Nelson, and he misses the first of 2 shots. He'll get a second one right here, and that one is no good. So, man, we didn't get as much as we could have, but trying to remind myself, we did get 2 points out of that trip where it was going to be a turnover, but left a lot on the table. 46-44, Ole Miss by 2. Boy, Sears lucky he wasn't called for a foul as Davis will drive. Backdoor cut, knocked away and stolen by Nelson. Grant giveth, but Grant taketh away. Here's Sears with it now. Giving it off, Philon. Stopping at the elbow, backing it out to the left wing. Still with the dribble alive, goes to his right, goes to the paint. Jackknifes in the air, got hit, no call. Now the Rebels run the other way. They'll stop on the wing, they'll kick it left wing. Padula, his 3 is good. Padula knocking home the 3-pointer to make it a 5-point Rebel lead again. Here comes Philon left side to Sears, back to Philon. You got Omori calling for it. Kicks it around Philon, now to Nelson. Grant with a dribble, a second, a third. Gives it to Youngblood, double team. Dribbles away from it, hands it off to the cutter. Philon puts it up, had it blocked by Dia, and now the Rebels run the other way. 5-point Ole Miss lead with 11 minutes to go. Murray working against Youngblood. Rises and fires from 3, too strong. Rebounded by Sears, and Bama will push it the other way. Come on, Bama, we need a bucket. Let's get something going. Mark on the left wing. Mark spinning to his left. Mark stopping, needs help, has it ripped away, and he gets fouled. Padula wanted a jump ball call. Bama fans wanted assault and battery. Instead, it'll be a foul simply on Sean Padula.
That's a couple times before that foul on Ole Miss where Alabama's gotten the ball where they wanted. Ole Miss playing physical on the defensive end. No foul call. 5-point swing as it looked like LeBaron Philon was going to get to the rim or the free throw line. No call. Go the other way. Padula knocks down the 3. Alabama with some missed opportunities here the last few minutes of this game.
I don't know if we've got another review or a timeout coming right here. No signal yet. I guess it's a media timeout. We'll take the break with them. Thank you, Roger Hoover. 10:33 to go in this second half, and Ole Miss, its biggest lead, 49-44, here in Tuscaloosa on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Let's huddle up and make things happen with the only cards for T-Town. The University of Alabama Regions Visa Debit Card and Prepaid Regions Now Card. They're a win for your wallet and a big roll tide, whether you're purchasing stuff for game day or every day. Want to go all in on confidently showing your Tide pride? Order your card now at regions.com/GoBama. Regions, official bank of the SEC. Member FDIC. Terms, conditions, and fees apply.
Tide fans, Golden Flake Snacks have been a proud partner with the Tide family for 67 years. The South's original potato chip, Golden Flake Snacks, are delicious fan favorites because they're crafted from traditional Southern recipes. From crispy, perfectly flavored potato chips to light and airy pork rinds and fluffy, cheesy cheese puffs, Golden Flake Snacks are a winning combination with Alabama basketball. Share Golden Flake Snacks with your Tide family and friends. Simple, Southern goodness. That's Golden Flake.
10:33 to go in the ball game. Bama trails Ole Miss 49-44, making Evan Williams Bourbon part of your game day traditions is a slam dunk. Visit evanwilliams.com to find a bottle near you. Evan Williams, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, Bardstown, Kentucky. Think wisely, drink wisely, and roll Tide. Bama's down 5. Roger Hoover with lots of work to do if they want to maintain a share of the lead.
Yeah, lots of work to do. One area where Alabama's playing well, according to the coaching staff, is really in half-court defense. Most of Ole Miss's offensive opportunities have been in transition, and Alabama did a great job not turning the ball over. That was something Coach Oates praised in that last stretch from the previous timeout. So, again, if Alabama can continue its half-court defense, and then the other key point he made on offense, finishing at the rim, that's going to be really critical, Bryan, for the Crimson Tide down the stretch.
Yeah, Ole Miss has 19 points off of Alabama's 18 turnovers and no second chance points. So making it very difficult on themselves, but still plenty of time to play. Alabama needs to get going on the offensive end, and no better candidate to do that than Mark Sears, the preseason first-team All-American, preseason SEC Player of the Year, has played his best basketball over the last 3 weeks of the season. Alabama a little bit of a funk right now on the offensive end, to say the least, with all the turnovers. 0 for 3 from the three-point line here in the second half. Mark Sears, one of the best to ever do it in the crimson and white, one of the best in the country. Hopefully can get this Alabama team going the last 10:33 of this game.
Youngblood, Holloway, Diabate, Nelson, and Sears on the floor for the Tide. Youngblood tried to inbound it to Diabate. Ball knocked away, stolen by Ole Miss. Morrell will throw a bounce pass, gets a return feed. Now Murray has it center of the floor. An unbelievable 19 turnovers by Alabama with 10:18 to go. Near steal, Diabate, and he does take it away. And he flips it ahead. Youngblood to the rack, lays it up. No, and a rebound controlled by Ole Miss. Nate Oates wanting a foul. Doesn't get a call from Doug Shows. And now the Rebels will set things up again. Murray playing off the screen from Dia, hands it to him, gives it right back. Driving right, picking it up, throws it down low. Dia the lay-in for 2, and the Rebels lead by 7. See if Bama can play through the storm. Nelson to Sears, driving left, kicking it to Youngblood for 3 in the corner, no. One and done for Bama, the offensive end. Dia in double figures with rebounds, now has a dozen. Driving, layup, no good on the attempt from Morrell, but he is fouled and will go to the line to shoot 2 free throws. And the attack mode has been all on the part of Ole Miss in this second half.
Well, they've gained momentum, they've gained confidence. And Matthew Morrell, one of the best players in this league for a number of years. Saw Alabama's a little slow to get back in transition. Frustration starting to set in for Alabama. Another turnover, and this Ole Miss team, they don't play nearly as fast as Alabama, but if you're going to turn it over, they're going to take advantage of it, and it's a big reason why they've been able to take this lead and extend it.
Morrell now with the free throw puts Ole Miss at 4 of 6 from the free throw line. Bama 12 of 17. Diabate out for the Crimson Tide. Jaron Stevenson in to replace him. Second free throw, also good by Morrell. And the Rebels have the biggest lead for either side in this game at 9 points, 53-44. Driving right will be Nelson. Gets to the rim, wouldn't go, tries to get it back, does, lays it up and in for 2. Nate's not happy. The Rebels open look, and 3 is good. Nobody got in the right spot. Nate Oates wants and gets a timeout. Says, let's get a full, and that's what it is. We'll take the break as well. 9 minutes left to play. Ole Miss 56, Alabama 46 on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Each Monday night, join us for Hey Coach, presented by Alpha Insurance. Live at 6 p.m. Central from Baumhauer's Victory Grill in Tuscaloosa. We'll talk Alabama athletics with Tide coaches and players, plus take your calls. Hey Coach is available to listen to across our radio network, the Varsity Network app, as well as a video stream on all CTSN social media platforms at UA_CTSN. Hey Coach, Mondays at 6 p.m. on the Crimson Tide Sports Network.
When the game goes into overtime, but the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Tell it's building. The crowd trying to get behind Alabama as the Tide comes out of the huddle after the timeout from Nate Oates. Aiden Sherrill, Mark Sears, Jaron Stevenson, Chris Youngblood, Grant Nelson, the 5 on the floor. Alabama getting pushed around in their own house. It doesn't happen often. Down 10 with 9 minutes to go. Let's see if Alabama can hang on to it and then do something with it. Sears to Nelson. Grant driving baseline to the rim, got it blocked, but he got fouled down low, I believe.
Grant Nelson with a couple of tough moves, got Alabama's first offensive rebound putback on the last possession. Fortunately, Alabama didn't get back and find their man. And Morrell hit the 3, but Grant Nelson aggressive to the basket, takes the contact, and gets to the line.
Eduardo Klafke from Brazil, guilty of the foul, and Nelson knocks down the free throw. Grant's got 7 boards and 7 points to go with it. Second one up. That one's good. And it's down to 8.
Now Alabama's got to put some stops together. Ole Miss feeling confident on the offensive end, starting to knock down shots. Alabama's got to defend and try to turn some defense into offense.
Crowd on its feet trying to help the home team. Dia spinning, stopping at the block. Nelson staying with it. Dia kicking it out to Padula. Padula with 7 to shoot. Driving down the lane, stripped by Sears, picked up by Youngblood. Bama coming the other way. Youngblood ahead. Stevenson the flush. Great transition pass. Youngblood to Stevenson for the dunk, and Nate Oates wanted an and one, and he's fortunate that he didn't get a technical. In fact, Doug Shows is going to give him a warning for something.
Going back to the offensive end. Alabama got the stop, and what a beautiful pass from Chris Youngblood to Jaron Stevenson. Didn't have a huge window to get it in there, but snuck it in there. Stevenson able to get the dunk. Nate Oates wanted the and one, and this crowd getting into it for the first time in a long time.
Down 6. Murray with a basketball for Ole Miss. Bama trailing. Morrell on the left wing. Giving it up to Davis. The kick right side. 3 is short from Padula. Rebound Stevenson. He gets leveled by Dia. It was a live ball where you got a guy just going for it, but that collision won by Dia, but the foul is on him. Jaron got leveled.
It's been a physical game. You've already got Darion Reed out with a leg injury. Hopefully he'll be back soon. Grant Nelson went out of this game, went to the Alabama locker room in the first half. He's back, obviously, but boy, that was a hard fought, a hard hit from Jaron Stevenson, who just had the dunk to ignite this crowd. Clark Holder, Nate Oates helping him off the court. He's walking on his own, but looks like Jaron's showing toughness, and hopefully he'll be all right.
Timeout on the floor with 7:54 to play. We found a pulse, but it's still an Ole Miss lead. 56-50 over Alabama, the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Don't let pests invade your home this season. Give them the full court press by calling Cook's Pest Control. Cook's proven pest control methods and Centricron termite control system protect your home from unwanted pests and are backed by a 110% guarantee. Nobody is more thorough, courteous, or on time, except maybe me, Mark Sears. Trust Cook's Pest Control, the South's most trusted name in pest control for over 90 years.
Looky, 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 here comes Cookie, Cook's Pest Control.
At Red Diamond, we know that there's simply nothing better than the perfect sip of fresh brewed iced tea. And we've been working hard to make sure choosing Red Diamond is always easy, with only simple ingredients: water, tea leaves, and pure cane sugar, or no sugar. We make sure our tea tastes like, well, tea. Stop by your local cooler and pick up a gallon for a perfect sip today. Red Diamond. Perfect, not easy.
You heard the voice of the Tide. Bama's found a pulse, trailing only by 6 now. 56-50 to Ole Miss, 7:54 to go in Coleman Coliseum. Best move of the game is presented by Ole Miss Old Dominion Freight Line. Old Dominion Freight Line works hard to be the best in the game and is a proud sponsor of the Crimson Tide BP. What you got for me?
Well, Alabama got the stop. Chris Youngblood in transition, finding Jaron Stevenson for the dunk, getting this crowd into it. Need to see more of that the last 7 minutes, 54 seconds of this game.
Roger Hoover has just been in the Bama bench. What did you hear?
A lot of praise for Jaron Stevenson when he was able to get back on his feet, walk back to the huddle. I mean, he may have taken more contacts once he sat down from his teammates. They were really happy to see him moving back, but loved his play. Obviously, as Bryan mentioned, just had that great dunk a moment ago. So good moment with Jaron Stevenson, who will not be in this next stretch for the Crimson Tide, at least to start, but it looks like he is good to go for the rest of the game.
He's used to the contact from his teammates. He's won the hard hat the last 2 weeks, and you take the biggest beating from your teammates in celebration for winning the hard hat.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide, indeed. Thank you so much, Roger Hoover, handling our Cook's Pest Control bench reports. And with 7:54 to go, Bryan, you need the energy, you need the life from this team.
Yeah, love to hear that, because that's one thing this Alabama team has lacked in this game. Give Ole Miss credit. They have taken it to Alabama on both ends of the floor. Just a lackluster performance, taking care of the ball. And Ole Miss, the type of team that can frustrate you, but the bench energized, this crowd energized the last few minutes of the game.
After further review, we have a foul on 0 blue. Personal foul. It will be Alabama ball on the sideline.
I think that was the original call against Jaron Stevenson. Nothing more than a common foul. It'll be Alabama's basketball, and I thought that was so. 16th foul. Alabama will be shooting free throws after the next foul the rest of the way, but a chance to cut into this 6-point Rebel lead.
Just common foul on Dia. That review brought to you by Bromberg's. Bama ball, Nelson to the rim, got fouled on his way to the basket, and Grant will have 1 plus the bonus upcoming.
I think they're saying he was going into his shooting motion.
Good.
And
he never released the ball.
He
That's
didn't
the
release
reason
the ball, but he was obviously taking it to the basket. The foul caused him to hold on to it.
Gotcha.
And he'll go to the line for 2. You can see where Nate Oates wants to go against this Ole Miss defense. The guards are struggling getting free, but Grant Nelson, when Alabama was down 10, went to him, got an offensive rebound put back, went back to him, got to the free throw line. He's back at the free throw line. Chance to cut into this Ole Miss lead.
Veteran leader playing like one. Hadn't had the best of games and unfortunately missed the 4th free throw after making 3 straight in previous trips. Now it's a 5-point game, 56-51. Ole Miss with the ball in the lead with 7.5 to go. Rebels with it. Davis giving it off to Morrell, top of the arc. Morrell with the dribble. Going left, going right, kicking it back out. A deep 3 is way short. Rebound fought for, and Davis almost got away with a walk. They're going to call it a tie-up, and the arrow is going to favor Ole Miss. I joked about it a lot, but did he not change pivot cheeks right there? I mean, he slid a little on the floor, didn't he?
He did, and a similar play on the other end where Mark Sears slipped, and I thought it should have been a travel. They didn't call it, so at least they've been consistent with that no call, and Ole Miss will get it back with a change of possession.
Inbounds goes to Dia. Now he'll drive against Nelson. Up strong, blocked by Grant. Dia gets it back. Shot up, got it to go, and he got fouled. Wow. What a play on the part of Malik Dia. Had his initial attempt blocked by Grant Nelson, but it carried him right back to the big man for Ole Miss.
That's a huge play for Ole Miss. Alabama with all the momentum, and a great defensive play by Grant Nelson. Mo Diabate came over, and Dia with a high degree of difficulty just trying to get it up on the backboard. A chance for a big 3-point play for Ole Miss.
Foul was on Mohamed Diabate as Dia converts the and 1. So the lead goes back up to 8, 59-51 with 7:05 to go. Alabama ball, crowd on its feet. Sears driving down the lane, hands it off. Diabate spinning, shooting, missing the layup from point blank. So the Rebels ups 8. Will walk it ahead with 6:45 to go. They go left side with it to Murray. Murray driving to the top of the arc. Backing it out. Diabate defending him. 7 to shoot. Goes downhill. Gets into the paint. Spinning, 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 shooting. It is no good. Rebounded by Mo. Outlet pass to Mark. And Bama wants to run. Sears on the left wing. Sears against Padula. Spinning to his left, now backing it out, going right, getting it in the paint, throws it in the corner to Youngblood. He'll drive underneath, double team, has his pass deflected out of bounds. And they're going to say touch last by Alabama, and none of the officials corrected it. That changed direction multiple times, and wow, that's, oh man. Chuck Jones is a good one, but that is an absolutely terrible call. That was clearly deflected by the Rebel defender. And it goes out of bounds to Ole Miss with 6:07 to go. Wow, 6 minutes to play. Bama down 8. Rebels with it. Morrell got away with a walk. Hands it off.
It's about to be a foul on Jaron. He's got to settle down.
Far side, they'll work it. Now to Dia at the elbow. Shoots it from 15, a brick. Rebound knocked out of bounds by the Rebels, and Bama will get it back.
Boy, tough play from Jaron Stevenson, but well, he was banging and looked to be a little bit in frustration. Alabama fortunate to not have the foul called on him, but Bama gets it back, a chance to cut into this lead.
Holloway to Sears. Sears, left side. Sears looking, giving it off. Stevenson Stevenson wanting to go to Nelson, instead throws it away. Tried to throw a skip pass against 3 defenders. And wow.
You're just not going to complete that pass against Ole Miss. Had no chance, and another Alabama turnover at a critical time.
3 straight empty possessions for the Tide. Inside, the Rebels muscle it, no good. Nelson clears it. Here we go, fellas, right here. Down 8, 5 to go. Sears to the rack, off the window, no, and another rebound by Ole Miss and Dia.
You love Mark taking it to the basket. This Ole Miss team, one of the better shot blocking teams in the SEC, didn't get the block shot, but forced a difficult layup attempt from Mark.
Ole Miss hadn't scored in 2.5 minutes. Bama hadn't scored in 3. Tide's just 2 of its last 11 from the field. 6 on the shot clock for Ole Miss. Breakfield at 4, at 3, at 2, at 1. Missed it. Rebound, Dia looking, trying to muscle it up. Reverse layup is good, and a timeout is going to be called by Ole Miss. And it will not be a media timeout, but it does allow us to pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Four minutes, 31 seconds remains in a ball game. Alabama trails by 10. Crimson Tide shooting just 41% from the field, 27% from 3 on 4 of 15 from beyond the arc, and 15 of 21 from the free throw line.
And Alabama from 3 was, I believe, 3 for their first 5 of the game, and just 1 made since then. Ole Miss's defense has been terrific, creating turnovers. Alabama over 4 from beyond the arc here in the second half, but it's been second chance opportunities dominated by Ole Miss, an area that Alabama usually dominates the opponent. 12-2 in favor of the Rebels.
Well, they've also just turned it over 7 times, and Alabama's turned it over 21. Sears stopping on the wing. Guarded there, he'll cross over, he'll try to drive, he's cut off. Now he goes left, he gets underneath the basket, throws into the corner to Holloway. Aiden driving to the baseline, cut off, a bounce pass, Stevenson, 3. That's a huge bank first 3 from Jaron Stevenson, his first of the night. Alabama back to within 7 with 3:56 to go.
Crowd getting into it. Alabama needs a stop desperately.
Padula playing off of the screen, drives left, cut off, steps through, blocked by Stevenson. Jaron with the 3 and then with a block shot. Here comes Holloway the other way. Aiden going right. Aiden stopping, backing out, kicking it in the corner, gets a return feed, looking low, nothing there, and a foul is going to be called on Ole Miss, and Grant Nelson will shoot a 1-and-1 when we come back to Tuscaloosa. We're taking a bonus break right here, affiliates. It's a bonus network break. 3:34 remains. Ole Miss 61, Bama 54 here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Let's huddle up and make things happen with the only cards for T-Town. The University of Alabama Regions Visa Debit Card and Prepaid Regions Now Card. They're a win for your wallet and a big roll tide, whether you're purchasing stuff for game day or every day. Want to go all in on confidently showing your Tide pride? Order your card now at regions.com/GoBama. Regions, official bank of the SEC. Member FDIC. Terms, conditions, and fees apply.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Mercedes-Benz. who up to date has invested over $7 billion in the Mercedes plan in Vance. If you're looking for an opportunity to work for a winning team, Mercedes-Benz International is adding staff to keep up with the growing demand for Mercedes vehicles. Apply now at mbusi.com. Mercedes-Benz is a proud sponsor of Alabama basketball. Bama's down 7, 61-54 to the Ole Miss Rebels, 3:34 to go in the ball game. Be sure and stay tuned after the game for the Regions postgame show with Bama coach Nate Oates. And don't forget, you can get your University of Alabama Visa debit card or prepaid Regions Now card today. Across the way, Roger Hoover.
Well, Coach Oates and the coaching staff really praising some of the half-court defense once again that Alabama continues to have in this second half, talking about needing to string more of those stops together. Coach Oates talking about make a couple free throws. It becomes a two-possession game. Still 3.5 minutes to go. A lot can happen. But again, it's got to start on the defensive end, and then, Bryan, Alabama's got to find offense and find a way to execute down the stretch here.
Yeah, overall, defense hasn't really been the problem. Ole Miss shooting 38% for the game, typically enough to win if you're Alabama. Crimson Tide, the leading scoring team in college basketball, averaging over 91 points a game, just 54 points here with 3:34 to play. And look at the turnovers, 21 turnovers for Alabama, just a handful for Ole Miss. It's been the Rebels leading in offensive rebounding. And when you look at the shooting numbers, the number that jumps off the page is 26 more field goal attempts for Ole Miss compared to Alabama because of the turnovers, the lack of offensive rebounding. Two areas that Alabama's been really good in lately. They have not been that tonight, but hopefully a couple of big free throws coming up for Grant Nelson. He'll go to the line for a 1-and-1. Grant's played with a lot of toughness. He and Jaron Stevenson love the effort and toughness they showed here in the second half. It's been a frustrating night so far for Alabama, but a big chance here at the line for Grant.
This series between Alabama and Ole Miss goes back to 1921. It's the 186th meeting between the two programs. And when playing in Tuscaloosa, Alabama has won 74 times. Ole Miss only 11. They are on the verge of getting a 12th unless the Tide can rally. Nelson, the 1-and-1, missed it, and Dia clears it for Ole Miss. It's the same as missing two. Front end of the 1-and-1 goes off the rim. Rebels with the basketball. Murray driving, goes down the lane, dumps it off. Dia for the flush. 9-point lead, 63-54. 3:11 to go. Can't afford any more empty trips. On the drive, Holloway goes down the lane, dumps it off. Youngblood kicks it in the corner. Stevenson again for three, no good. Rebound claimed by the Rebels. And Ole Miss will be in no hurry to bring this one ahead. A missed 1-and-1 and then a missed three on Bama's two possessions since the under 4 media timeout. Davis with the basketball to Dia. Takes the dribble left. Backs it out. Looking. Hands it off. Padula. A deep three. Hits it. And that may be the dagger with 2.5 to go. 12-point Rebel advantage. Sears to Holloway. Aiden trying to shake free to Sears. Thinking about it. Now he'll drive. He gets to the rim. No, he's going to be fouled on the floor. And that is only the 9th team foul.
Give Mark Sears a chance to get to the line for a 1-and-1 with the clock stopped. Fans starting to file out here at Coleman Coliseum. Still time, obviously. Tough road with 2:15 to play. Alabama could put some stops together. With the firepower, this Alabama offense never out of it. Need to convert from the free throw line right here and also get some stops. It was a huge three on the last possession and an offensive rebound before that for Ole Miss to extend the lead.
Both free throws good by Sears. 2:15 to go. We got 2 timeouts. Absolutely have to get stops. Rebels will walk it ahead with Murray. Murray calling for a screen. Getting one from Dia now. They'll switch back to Alabama. Holloway guarding Murray. Still with the dribble with a shot clock down to 10 and the game clock under 2 minutes. Murray backing his way down. Stops, spin, shoots, blocked again by Stevenson. Here comes Bama. Holloway weaving through traffic. Aiden going to the rim. Left-handed layup, got it to go. 8-point game, 1:42 to go. 66-58. Again, we need a stop, and Nate says, no, let's use a timeout. It'll be a full, and we'll keep it right here. 1:38 remains. One timeout left for Nate Oates in Alabama. 2 left for Ole Miss. 19 fouls have been whistled on the Rebels. Alabama has been called for just 5.
Alabama able to get the stop. And Aiden Holloway has been so good this year with a tough lay-in. Went with the left hand through traffic. Nate Oates was trying to get that timeout for about, close to 10 seconds. Finally got it. Chance for Alabama to set up their full court pressure. One thing about this Ole Miss team, they're one of the best in the country at creating turnovers, and then offensively, it's the opposite. They're great taking care of the ball, and it's been a big difference in this game. Only 7 turnovers, which is high for them, 21 for Alabama. But they're a team that does a great job in these situations taking care of the ball. Alabama's going to try to get something off of their defense. They've had limited success with that here tonight.
In a full timeout. So the huddle's just now breaking. Chris Youngblood, Mark Sears, Jaron Stevenson, Aiden Holloway, Grant Nelson will be the 5 coming back out on the floor for Alabama. Ole Miss will counter with Jalen Murray, Jalen Brakefield, or Jamin Brakefield, excuse me. Davion Barnes, Dre Davis, and a 5th guard in Matthew Morrell. Inbound coming from Brakefield. Looking, trying to get it in, just beats the count. Getting Davis, Bama wanted to walk, didn't get a whistle, almost got a steal, didn't get a foul either. Brakefield nearly lost it. Bama again in a spot where they're almost wanting to foul because they've got a couple they got to give before we're in the bonus, or Ole Miss is.
Yeah, now just play it out with about 10 seconds left on the clock.
Don't foul right here. Don't foul. 7, 6, 5. They'll drive down the lane. Runner is up. It's no good. Rebounded again by Alabama. Jaron Stevenson. He'll bring it the other way. Stevenson for 3. No. Rebound. Weak side. Grab by Young. After the tip by Nelson. And Bama's cut it to 6 with 1 minute left to go. What are we looking at?
There's some confusion. It looked like Chris Beard was trying to get a timeout, and the 3 officials are meeting, trying to figure out what's going on. But Alabama looked like they wanted to foul initially and didn't get the call, and which ended up working out because once it got to be about 10 or 12 seconds left on the shot clock, they just played out the defensive possession and forced a difficult shot and got a quick look from Jaron Stevenson, who's been really good here in the second half. Misses the 3, but Alabama getting on the offensive glass, something that they have not done throughout this game, but able to get that one right there and make this a 1-possession game with 55 seconds left. They may be looking at the time.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was...
There was 1 minute on the clock, and they got a timeout, didn't they?
There was confusion. I thought initially they were trying to get the timeout, but I think they may put a few more seconds left on the clock, but still a 2-possession game. Alabama talking about their defensive strategy. They've got, the clock says 55 seconds left in the game, 22 on the shot clock. See if Alabama just plays this out on the defensive end. With it being a 2-possession game, you can get a stop, you're going to get it back. But expect Alabama at least to take some chances, whether they decide to start fouling right now or not. They're going to be aggressive on the defensive
After
end.
further review, the clock continued to run. By rule, we had to put it back to 59 seconds.
We're fine with that, Doug. So it didn't put the full 5 seconds back on, but it is at 59. And again, a 2-possession game. Bama with 1 timeout left. Ole Miss has 2. They still aren't ready to shoot free throws on a common foul because Bama's only been called for 5 in this half. Ole Miss has been called for 9. Let's see if Bama fouls quickly. Rebels inbound it, and they get it to Brakefield, and Bama will foul him, and that's going to be the 6th on the Rebels, I believe. Or excuse me, on the Tide. 3rd personal on Grant Nelson.
Alabama doesn't want to foul Sean Padula, one of the best free throw shooters in the country, along with Jalen Murray. Both of those guys over 85%.
Rebels inbound it. They get it to Murray. He's trying to play keep away. Bama tries to trap him. He'll throw it ahead of the pack to Brakefield. Brakefield fouled by Nelson. The only bad thing there, that's his 4th.
Yeah, but that was time and score.
Yeah,
had to.
understand.
And what Alabama was trying to do is get it out of the hands of Sean Padula and Jalen Murray, and in the hands of Brakefield, who's not a bad free throw shooter at 71%, but couldn't afford to foul Padula or Murray, who are both 85% plus.
Brakefield the first, and he'll get a 2nd as he knocks that one down. It was a 1-and-1 opportunity, but he's earned another. The lefty trying to make it an 8-point game, and he does. Perfect on 2 tries from the left-hander. Bama, 47 seconds to go, trailing by 8. Holloway with it out high. Holloway will drive it. He goes all the way to the rim, puts it up, wouldn't go, but he's fouled, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Alabama looking for 3, but Ole Miss recognized it and understood that they don't mind as much. Alabama guards taking it to the basket, content with trading buckets right now. 39.9 seconds to play, 8-point game. Aiden Holloway trying to cut in this lead with the clock stopped. We give Ole Miss credit. They've made plays on both ends of the floor, creating turnovers. Made some big free throws, big offensive rebound, the big 3 by Padula. Ranked 21st in the country, looking better than that here on the road against the top 5 team.
Ole Miss trying to get to 4-0 in league play and improve on their 14-2 record. Holloway trying to get Bama to 15-2, hits the first free throw. He'll have another one upcoming that would make it a 6-point game with 39.9 to play. Free throw up and good. Aiden hit them both. Phylon will come in to replace him. A little bigger defender than Holloway. Diabate's on the floor right now with Stevenson, Youngblood, and Sears, in addition to Phylon. Quick inbounds goes to Dia. Bama wanted to foul him, couldn't get to him, and so they'll get Brakefield. After the return pass went to him, he just made 2 shots. And he'll go back in. Grant Nelson, who was on the bench with those 4 fouls, will check back in. Diabate and Phylon will exit. Nate Oates upset. I think he wanted to send Dia to the line, but Bama didn't foul him when he had the ball in his hand. They were too far off of him.
Dia, 62% free throw shooter. He got rid of it as soon as he caught it. Smart play from the veteran, but Brakefield has been really good in this one and going to the line and trying to seal it for the Rebels.
Hits the front iron. It bounces to the backboard and then settles through the net. Second try upcoming, trying to make it an 8-point lead again. And he does just that. 4 big makes from Brakefield. Put the lead at 8 again with 37 seconds to go. Holloway trying to shake free. Has it right of the circle. Got to hurry, fellas. Easier said than done, I know. Holloway, fall-away shot in the paint is good. 6-point game with 27 and a half to go.
Ole Miss not letting Alabama breathe from the three-point line. They wanted a three there, couldn't get it.
Brakefield inbounds it, throws it to Dia, who throws it back to the inbounder. And once again, Bama not able to get Dia. Instead, they have to foul Brakefield, and he goes back to the line where he's made 4 straight. In this, for the Rebels, will be 2 shots. Check that, 1 plus the bonus.
It's been 2 for Brakefield every time. He's gone to the line, made some huge 1-and-1s here late. As Alabama trying to put some pressure on the Rebels.
He ain't felt any pressure. He just keeps making them. Rebels are now 11 of 13 from the free throw line. Alabama's 19 of 26.
Rebels 9 for 10 here in the second half. Now 10 for 11.
Hit them both. 25 seconds to go. Bama, Youngblood, catch and shoot on the 3, no good. Long rebound, run down by the Rebels. Sears will foul, and that is likely the last time we're going to need to foul. It's like Brakefield may have gotten popped away from the basketball and landed awkwardly. He went to the deck, and now he gets up and hobbles to the other end of the floor. Home folks heading for the exits here at Coleman Coliseum.
Not something we're used to seeing here at Coleman Coliseum. Alabama has been so good in this building under Nate Oates. Just tough one tonight against a really good Ole Miss team that you gave them a chance. They were going to make the most of it, and that's exactly what's happened in this one.
Both of them good by Murray. Sears will run the other way, lets it fly from 3. It's short, rebounded Rebels with 12 seconds to go. Nate Oates says we're not going to foul anymore, and Ole Miss will get out of here with a 10-point win, 74-64 over Alabama as the buzzer sounds and the game comes to a close here at Coleman Coliseum. The Rebels with a victory improve to 15-2 on the year, 4-0 in SEC play. Bama falls back out of the first place lead. They're now 3-1 of the conference with a 14-3 overall record. Postgame comes your way in a moment on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.